So I don't know why I keep doing this. I feel like I'm in Team America.
By the way, if you ever need anything cut out, do this. This is my little cut, Tony.
Get rid of this.
Do you think you need to do that? But I do it all just by listening. It's like whatever. I don't want us to get us cancelled.
I know. I like just doing it anyway. I like pretending I have some sort of control.
Don't stop doing it. It's cute.
But I'll get confused because now I'm doing this all the time. Jamie, and David will tell you, like, this is the gospel truth. After I was on your podcast, I kind of reinvented how we approach stars.
You stole her ideas. Yeah, you went on her show and then you went, oh, class, can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that? You stole her silverware.
That was it.
This is your bad because a lot of our format came from Slayer Fest 98.
Oh, okay. Well, the circle of life.
Art is just stealing everybody repetitively going in circles.
Ian recently complimented me and I'm like, Ian, I stole that from you. What are you talking about?
But I was so I noticed such a big difference when I thought okay, I'll actually ask David ask him questions instead of relying on for him to just pick up and stuff. But it really changed, I think, how we talked about things. So I was so inspired. I know I told you that in a message, but it's like,
well, I want to hear it again. I like being an inspiration.
We always start with a big gay wave to the camera.
Oh.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to All Jonathan, No Jonathan, a Jonathan rewatch podcast where we go through the hit show Jonathan one episode at a time.
And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. And if you're watching on JTube, make sure to hit that subscribe, like, and bell icon to be notified when we have new videos.
And if you're listening on Jonify, then make sure to leave us a glowing 5-star review or take a moment out of your day to share the podcast with your friends, your family, your neighbours, your pets.
I am one of your hosts, runner-up of Ireland's Next Top Jonathan and part-time bassoonist player David Jackson.
And I am the other host, current champion of the Great Jonathan Bake Off, and not just because I have a soggy bottom, Tony Webster. And today we are joined by the beautiful.
Oh my God, is it Jonathan?
No, but it's a very close second. She's an entertainment journalist. She's the host of the best Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast, Loving the Time of Hydra. She's also the owner of a brand new walking pad for easy at home steps. She's a tie-dye enthusiast and she has a haircut tomorrow at 11 a.m. It's the incomparable Jamie Jirak. Welcome, Jamie.
Hello.
Hi, Jamie.
This
Thanks
is
for coming.
so nice. I forgot I told you about a walking pad. This is some deep cut information.
So I actually asked Tony. I asked Tony for some info.
I was like, I don't know who I told. Okay, that makes more sense. That's really funny. That's adorable. Thank you for having me. Wow, I really like that intro a lot.
Dave, a fun fact, one thing that you and Jamie have in common is that you both have a really sexy Tony in your lives.
Where?
It's true.
And Jamie, you're an Aquarius, aren't you?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, and I'm a Libra, and you know Aquarius.
Okay, Tony, this is getting weird.
Aquarius and Libra share an exceptional, highly compatible bond fueled by their shared air element, which I love. We love to analyse and discuss ideas, and our conversations are engaging, witty, and nearly limitless, ensuring we never run out of things to talk about. So if this goes badly, I want a refund.
Okay, good to know. My high school best friend was a Libra, so that makes sense.
Okay, good.
I feel like, aren't Geminis also in the mix, in the air sign mix? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about astrology.
I mean,
I'm
at some point, if you go round
and
enough, everything's connected to everything. Yeah. We're all the same sort of thing anyway. Jamie, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about Buffy episode Superstar, Season 4, Episode 17, Up Top. Tell me what you love about this episode, Jamie. Go.
It's just funny. I mean, any episodes that just steer from the path that stand out on its own. It's such there are a lot of Buffy episodes. It's like, oh, that's one of them. That's just its own standalone situation, and it's fun to share it. Like when I made my Tony watch Buffy for the first time, I remember him watching the opening credits and just being like, what's happening? And I'm like, what do you mean? It's always been like that. It's the same thing with are you like my podcast? Do you avoid future spoilers, or is it
yes,
Dave just
I have not seen anything past this episode.
He kind of knows. We can allude to some things because he knows some things that happen. Because I used to force him to watch it when we were younger.
So I have been. So there are big things that I know of, but I kind of don't remember. Some of them have all merged into one episode in my head when I've realized they're seasons apart. So I try not to, but if you do, don't worry about it. I'm not going to freak out.
No, that'd be crazy if I did, because that's like my whole podcast is not spoiling a thing. So I can.
Yeah.
Although I got a DM from somebody recently who was like, can you be more careful about talking about Buffy? Because I'm watching it for the first time. And like apparently on my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast, I'm a little too flippant with my Buffy discussion.
Should we drop some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spoilers right now to ruin it for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. ones?
Oh, yeah. That would be funny. Just
I actually
Tony
can't even
listen.
bring it. I can't even bring it to myself to do that. That'd be so mean. I hate spoilers. Tony doesn't mind them, but I hate
you're
them.
the worst, David. Like, because
Yeah,
Dave has watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we've had some really great conversations about stuff that happens. And then, like 2 weeks later, I'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm rewatching this episode." And he'll be like, "Don't remember that."
Never seen it.
That's my Tony. He's like,
Yeah.
That's me. But in the moment, I could be like, "Wow, this is fucking amazing." Turn it off. What were we watching? I'm like a goldfish. I'm like Dory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dave, what did you think of this episode up top?
It took me a little while to like it. It took me a while to warm to it, only because, Jamie, for a bit of context, we have been on a few of these what I'll call one-hit wonders, not really conducive to the whole plot of the season. It does add a little bit. I know there are things in there, the Riley projection of their relationship, but that could have been done in the conversation. That was all. It just feels like one of those, like, whenever, because I do love, like, I love The West Wing, and I love the West Wing Weekly podcast, which is one of my favourite podcasts, which is why we do that. I have never seen it, Tony has seen it, kind of walk through, because I stole that from them. And fuck was I talking about?
I was excited for you to see this one because from my memory of Jonathan episodes, I know that you like Jonathan.
I like him,
but I also know that you're our to say frustration is definitely an overkill because it's not been frustrating. But I think Dave's like waiting for the season 4
the season
arc
to start
to kick in, and it's kind of like it doesn't really.
Are we not in episode 17 or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck is this season gone?
But that's what I love about season 4, because we've had so many one-hit wonder episodes that it's like season 1.2 almost, which I quite like that.
But anyway, I'm looking forward to some story arc next week. I'm assuming it's going to get good and heavy. Not for fuck's sake. If I just wait for the finale, if they just go, is Adam the big bad?
Yes. They will deal with him. They'll deal with him before the end of the season for sure. Don't worry.
He's so wick.
I will say, like, I really like season 4 because of exactly what you're talking about. Like, it's just, there's so many, there's some of the worst episodes and some of the best episodes. And it's a fun season, I think.
Yeah.
And also just like, I'm such a Spike girl that it's like, he's here and he's everywhere. But I do think Adam is probably the weakest big bad of the series.
He's just not scaring me at all. And they keep bigging him up with like, oh, he's got a nuclear reactor in his bollocks and he's got this and he's got that. And I'm like, you're just stop telling me and show me. The best monsters in Buffy are the ones that show you. Like, either they're not doing anything and they just look really fucking scary, or they're doing loads of stuff and beating the shit out of everyone. But there's Adam somewhere in between. He's just kind of farting about, like hiding around the town. Do you know what I mean? He's just like, oh, where am I today? And like, I thought you were a big chaotic monster of fucking death. Why can no one find you? Where's the chaos?
Yeah. He's not even hiding. He's like sitting in the library.
I know.
Watching TV.
Dead body. Anyway.
I couldn't remember what was next, and I just looked, and the next episode is probably a bottom 5 episode of Buffy.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna love it then.
But
one of my favorite moments.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna say that.
The thing I love about season 4 is the commitment. Like, they commit to the stupidity of whatever they're doing. So it's like it's really framed in an in-world serious way, but it's really like ludicrous. So I actually think Dave will probably enjoy the next episode because we love Beer Bad.
Yeah, okay. If you like Beer Bad.
Yes, and as long as they don't break their own rules, that's my thing. I get really fucked off with is whenever the world's like, yeah, we never do this, and then one time like, well, except this one time, like, no, now there's no jeopardy, because if you start introducing exceptions to the rules, then that means every rule has an exception, which means there are no rules.
That's fair. I just noticed that it says twin expert under my name. Like, what did Tony tell you about me? I need to read this message.
No, I think that you
typed that in yourself.
Oh, is that? I did that. Oh, you know what? That's really funny.
Whoa.
Funny.
Why are you a twin expert?
I did my friends. I did something about Mary-Kate and Ashley on my friends' show, and they must have put that there. That is so funny. I'm deleting it because that has nothing to do with anything. That's really funny that was just saved in my everything. I'm sorry.
So
we're going to
good.
take some tangents today. I'm so sorry.
Oh my Christ, I can feel it.
Well, now
shall we get the scripty stuff done, Tony?
Yes. Now, Jamie, before we get into the episode, Dave and I do this thing where we just throw out a couple of the burning questions that we presume the audience have that are just simmering on the tips of our tongues, such as, if you could cast a spell that made you the most talented, attractive, universally adored man alive, would you?
I already have. And don't all Karens deserve a good smack, Tony?
They certainly do. And Jonathan?
Who says Karen with a K? Everybody, like, most people spell Karen with a K.
Yeah.
You need to say Karen with a C. Or if there's another hard sound, you don't. That's like people saying Mark with a K. It's like we all assume Mark with a K is the one. You can say Mark with a C.
I was watching a thing on Karen.
Shall I hit us up top then?
Yes, you cold open, Dave. Cold open.
We have a previously on before we have a cold open, which reminds us that Jonathan exists in the Buffy world. Reminds us again a bit about the switch between Faith and Buffy in the last episode, and with her realization of him sleeping with Buffyth. Is that what I called her? Buffyth, yeah.
I called her Baith.
Then it ends with Adam saying he was a born killer and a chaos demon and all this stuff, but said in the most, I'm a killer and I'm so okay. I'm like, fuck, shut up. Smash cut into the cold open with, sorry, I do get a bit opinionated, Jamie.
That's the point.
We're in the cold open, the gang are fighting the vampires and Buffy's getting like help from them. They seem to be struggling with the gang, with one of the vampires, another one runs away, so they all chase after him. There is that feeling of like dream. Even as I'm in this, I'm like, this feels like not real. This doesn't feel like the usual Buffy. It feels like a little bit fairy tale-y, doesn't feel grounded. Chase the wee vampire into a crypt where they find an orgy of death, as Willow describes it, as she's coming out, and she says they should be using a napkin. If you're going to go to an orgy of death, you can still use a napkin. With a lot of disgust on their faces or watching the orgy of death happen. It does have very funny smash. Is that just a quick cut of them leaving the crypt, deciding that it's too difficult for them? And I'm like, what? I've never heard Buffy being like, this is too... I was so confused. I'm like, but I'm about to find out kind of, and again, the credits didn't really help me because I thought, oh, right, he must be becoming a bit part, because normally I skip the credits and I actually watched them for the first time accidentally because I forgot to skip them and I started going, what the fuck? Anyway, I'll get there. We cut to them leaving, realizing that there's too many for the gang. They said they need to get some help and they go into this beautiful, big, massive Batman-like Bruce Wayne mansion with a massive high back chair, which is the height jokes that they do in this episode with Jonathan versus everybody else is just the like camera work and stuff. It's just fucking brilliant. It's very, very funny. And it turns out it's Jonathan. He turns around and we get the credits. And before we move on to the next bit, during the credits, we get a lot of Jonathan being Buffy, essentially. We still get some Buffy stuff, but Jonathan's doing a lot of like flipping of the stuff. He's got like, and at the very end, he does like an almost cross between a Buffy and an angel walk towards like the camera, and it's like real like, but funny, they don't do an angel type vibe. They do it like Bond, like he's James Bond or a spy, with the music and stuff, which is who does the music, Tony?
Christoph Beck.
Thank you. Very, very good. This one is all over it. And that is the first opening. What did you think, Jamie? How have you got so far? What were your thoughts?
It's so funny because I don't remember watching this for the first time, right? Like I was like, it was so long ago. I was a kid, and so I wish I knew the memory of like being like, what's happening? But I like I said, I made Tony watch it, and last night I was like, do you want to watch this with me? He's like, no, but I'll watch the opening credits because it's just like it's so jarring and so funny, and you're so right. It is like Bondy, and I agree about the music. I was thinking about that a lot this watch. Is how like I love how he has like kind of his own theme, and they're dropping it in, and I like that. It's been a long time since we've seen him. I don't know that we've seen him since Prom, and so it's like it's jarring, and I like that about it. It's meant to be, and I just like Danny Strong a lot as well. Emmy winner Danny Strong.
I love him. I forgot his name. He's in Billions, and he is amazing. He plays a very similar character to Jonathan, very similar to his character in Gilmore Girls. This kind of like Napoleon-like, very strong, small man. And he's I love him. And he, by the way, carries this whole episode with his charisma and his charm, and the fact that he's half the size of everyone and carrying the whole episode is my thing. I think he's the reason why I enjoyed this whole thing, because his acting, his singing. His fucking singing.
Well, that's not his voice.
Oh, no way, but it sounds like him speaking voice so much.
So the singing voice is actually Brad Kane, who is Tucker Wells from the Prom episode.
I didn't know that.
Who's also the singing voice of Aladdin.
Oh, yes, you told me this in the...
Yeah.
Oh, he's holding back then. He's mimicking his voice. He does a really solid, like, he sounds like Jonathan's speaking voice. Any thoughts, Tony, up top?
Yes, I like that it started with that kind of group patrol, because we haven't seen a group patrol for a while now, and I think this episode is good at emphasizing the fact that, like, oh, the whole group is needed because Buffy's not as strong. So I quite like that. I didn't realize how much I missed that dynamic. You know, that kind of season 1, like the 3 of them in the graveyard kind of vibe. I really enjoyed that. I loved Willow's line of like, I don't care if it's an orgy of death, there's still such a thing as a napkin. Which I thought was great.
That was really funny.
And I just love, even with Buffy, the physicality, like the awkwardness of her, like holding the stake when she stakes the vampire, like really awkwardly. And when she's talking about like, oh, I know I could maybe take at least 2 of them. Because I remember when I was watching it as well, I watched it with my friend Jacqueline after school, and we were just like so confused what was going on. But then when we saw Jonathan, it was just, we knew it was going to be good. And like you said, David, he just carries this so well, because he technically as a character has done some like horrific-y things. I mean, in terms of like the thing with the shoot, I even know he was going to shoot himself, but I mean, even when we remember that he peed in the pool and all this kind of stuff in the school, and he's got, he keeps trying to do these things to just like have people accept him, but they're always these mad extreme things, and you still love him at the end of it. So
does that remind me of anyone, Tony? Would that remind you of anyone in school at all?
Oh my God,
who would do really mad extreme things so people would like him?
Now that you've said that, I'm like, oh yeah.
Remember, you even turned gay and all. You decided you were going to be gay to get attention because no one else was gay in school. And then you were like, I'm going to be gay. I'm going to be gay. And you stopped playing football. And then you were like,
I'm going to be the first one.
You stopped fingering girls and stuff. You were like, I'm going to be the first one in our school. And then someone else came out first, remember?
No, I came out first.
You got beat.
No, Tony did come out first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I went to a theater high school, so everyone was gay in my school.
Oh, right. Jesus, trying to find the straight person. Jesus.
Yeah. No, I was the queen bee at my school.
Oh, I love that. I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake, of course. Okay, so have you any more, Tony? Any more?
No,
sorry. So we open up to the gang in Giles' house with Jonathan too. There's a lot of comedy in this episode. We see Buffy saying to Jonathan that she appreciates his help. And then they have like a little wee mini fight, and he just blocks the attacks really badly and easily. Like, it's very funny. And I said here, this kind of feels like a dream, as Jonathan is the center of attention and even calls Giles Rupert. Willow has schematics for the grave because they were talking about trying to get in to kill the death orgy. Who the fuck has schematics on the internet for a graveyard? But whatever. For this universe, for Jonathan, this needs to happen. So Buffy thinks of a decoy plan. And I quite like that even from this early on, I can say this now, I've seen the whole episode, Buffy isn't fully in the world. You can see her from this scene fighting against it, being like, this doesn't feel, the way she's acting is constantly like, this doesn't, like she's not in her own body or something. And later on we find out that she calls it. But I remember watching this going like, Buffy doesn't seem like fully invested in Jonathan the way everyone else seems to be. And I think that's very subtly done by Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy thinks of a decoy plan, but Jonathan sorts it with Willow by going over her shoulder and typing some stuff into whatever. Jonathan has a plan, and then he stops to play chess and beat, like, and I would love to check the actual game and Google it to see if it was what he said he was doing. The move that he did, you know what I mean? It would be interesting to know. Because I feel like they would. I think it would have to be, because there's chess nerds are scary.
Mm-hmm.
We realize that Jonathan's going to be the surprise guest for something. I can't remember what I wrote that for. But yeah, that's where I've got for that scene. And we cut to the attack. Oh yeah, he's going to be the surprise guest tonight with the attack. Sorry, my apologies. And then we have this little scene before they go and attack the orgy demons. Anything from this little scene, anything you noticed, Jamie?
I really do like the sparring, because it is, he's kind of like, they're treating him like he's her Giles, and that's how she views him in a way, and that's except like even sexier somehow, which is a crazy thought.
It's impossible.
Who's
It's not
sexier than
possible, right?
Giles? Exactly. And you mentioned Jonathan calling him Rupert, and that like made me like viscerally angry. Like I've seen this so many times, but I was like, how dare you disrespect that man by calling him Rupert?
I said the same thing. I was like, they don't ever call him Rupert. I'm like, whoa. I felt
that is bold. But yeah, it's just such good writing this episode. Like they just set it all up so fast, and I like that you're calling it one hit wonders, because I do think that's the perfect way to describe this episode.
Yeah.
Just what about you, TT?
I love that like they have a moment here in this episode with Willow where, you know, he goes over her shoulder and he does it better, and we get to see Willow act straight for a couple of seconds again.
Yes.
But also I love that later on when she, you know, talks about the spell, there's the idea that he is the best at all things to all people, how each person needs them to be. Like, I thought it was great that for Willow then that was to do with the computer. For Giles it was like, you know, talking about the demons and the history, and for Buffy it was the fighting. So I like that even just in this scene they were able to do that.
I never noticed that. So very, very, very good, Tony. That's a really good point.
I also loved that the cereal Anya's eating is Johnny O's, and it's like his face on the box, and it's like all little...
This is the stuff I'm talking about. I obviously had to do notes and stuff, but I think I would probably watch this episode again just to watch those. I really love when people have those little Easter eggs in the background.
Yeah. So all of the things that he did for this episode, like the swimsuit calendar, the posters and all that, they took like 2 full days to like do a photo shoot for like all of these things to like
I
shoot
love
it.
That.
So it was...
It had to be so fun.
But you can tell because even like the advertising stuff looks like a real advertisement. Like he looks good. He's well lit. He's like... They've got him looking really good. And he's a good looking man. To be fair, he's just very wee. He's just like been shrunk in the dryer. But he's very handsome. Like, he's just proportionately just small. And even Riley says, like, did I feel really tall in this episode? He didn't say episode.
In this episode.
Here, Sarah, did I feel really tall in this episode? Oh, sorry, are we running? So we cut to the attack with them running and fighting some vamps. And then we do see Buffy does eventually kill one, but then Jonathan falls in through the ceiling. Very dramatic, lots and lots of glass. Again, didn't know the crypts had glass ceilings, but this one does. And then I said there's a 007 style music sting that we hear here with like the bow, ba 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 da da da, all that sort of da da da, all that 5-8, 5-4, I can't remember. Buffy is sad that one got away, and Jonathan is like wild patronizing with it because they eventually kill all the things, and Jonathan's the one that does all the most of the killing.
You tried your best though. You tried your best.
You got two, little girl. And I was like, I hate Jonathan in this scene, which means he's doing his job really fucking well as an actor because I'm supposed to hate him in this scene. This is why. And by the end of it, in the wee last bit, the scene at the very end when my heart's breaking for him, and I'm like, please let him join the Scoobies. And I'm like, why? He was a cunt. That's how good this actor is. This actor's made me fall in love with the Jonathan. I know he comes back. I remember that there's 3 of them at some point to come back as a trio.
3 Jonathans.
Not 3 Jonathans, but basically 3 Jonathans.
Don't know. I've never seen it.
Nope, you haven't? No, Tony would never have seen that one, no. When they're leaving the crypt, we suddenly have press.
I loved that. I thought that was brilliant.
Click, click, click. Anya points out we have a problem with the name Anya and Anya. Tony?
So I've just been editing our last episode where I was saying, because I say Anya, and then I was like, it's really hard for me to say Anya because obviously Anya is like an Irish name. But then I inserted clips of all the characters saying her name, and loads of them call her Anya, like at different points.
I say Anya.
Yeah,
I've only ever said Anya.
Yeah.
So right. Fine.
All right, sweet. And it's an Irish name, even though it's spelled not Irish, because it would have any Y's in Irish. Do we?
No.
Cool. Anya is pointing out how Buffy couldn't really handle it, and Jonathan, while chatting, notices randomly in the smell of the air that Spike is in the background, does that like mysterious thing where he notices that people do it. So many like really cheesy tropes that are put into this that are like that they're there for the point, like whenever the magically, like it's basically like plot armor, or no, what do you call it? Yeah, plot armor. Jonathan is just wearing plot armor. Everything works out for him always, and I love. It's very, very smart.
Well, it's a
smart episode.
It's a Mary Sue trope. So Mary Sue is like when the character's like completely perfect at everything. Like they can.
Oh,
they know
okay.
I think it comes from an old Star Trek episode.
Now it's used by men on the internet to hate women characters. Like they'll like the big thing is like they like Rey from Star Wars is a Mary Sue, which is ridiculous. She's not. But that's kind of where it's turned and what it's turned into. Sadly,
of course, we'll take anything and make sure we let women know that we hate them. Fucking brilliant, guys. Let's keep up the good work, guys. You pricks. What? Do you know what's really funny? Do you know who's not lonely? Lefty liberals. Oh, loads of lefty liberal men have plenty of friends and plenty of people that want to talk to them. It just seems to be the really angry right-wing men that hate women that don't want to have anyone talk to them. Anyway,
weird.
So weird, isn't it?
What a coincidence.
When this is my favorite thing, that Buffy's power has been sucked a little bit, and it's her inability to have banter. She tries to have a bit of witty banter with Spike and fails miserably, and that is Buffy's fucking superpower. It is not fighting. It is in the midst of dying, she's like has a witty repartee to say back to someone, which I love, and it's the best thing about Buffy. And she's bad at it, which indicates that there's something wrong. Jonathan threatens Spike with becoming instant soup, and Spike gets really concerned and runs away, which is a little Chekhov's Spike scared thing here. Because later on, when Jonathan tries to scare him, it doesn't work, and then when Buffy does, it does work, which shows that the spell is flipping.
Mm-hmm.
See, Tony? See, I fucking know stuff.
Yeah, you watched the episode, you did the bare minimum.
And then we cut to Willow and Tara in their little scene. Anything from the wee scene fighting? Tony, I'm sure episodes. Jamie, I'll start with you though. Anything from that scene that you liked or didn't like or whatever?
She obviously loves Spike.
Like, yeah, Spike is my boy. I love him so much. And I do. And it's so funny, the implication that he doesn't know Buffy's name. So in that moment, you have to think back of every single thing Spike and Buffy have gone through. Right now, he believes it happened with Jonathan. And that's just like a really funny thing to think about.
Yeah.
Like every single time we've seen Spike, he was actually like fighting Jonathan or having like these spars with Jonathan, and I just like love to think about that because I think it's a really good bit, and just the idea that like he doesn't know Buffy is wild because like in the real reality, I'm sure Spike knows all of Buffy's friends' names. So I think it's a very charming moment.
I like that. I thought it was funny, Tony.
We got another great pub quiz name suggestion. We got Wonder Jonathan and his fluffy battle kittens. that came from Spike. Last week's was it Maggie and her Nancy Ninja Boys?
That's right.
That's good.
I loved the comparison to when Jonathan said you'll resemble something looking like instant soup mix. I just thought that was better than saying, like dust or whatever. But I just was really like focused on the height difference here because like Jonathan's literally like below Spike's nipples, like as he's talking to him, and I loved it because the camera doesn't show you from above his perspective necessarily. It's still like at eye level, so you still feel like in the power I think that Jonathan has. But I loved the stupidity of the paparazzi outside the crypt. I just thought that was a little very silly and just like very funny. I enjoyed that.
It's also how quickly they magically disappear because 5 seconds later the camera turns to where the press all would have been and there's no one there. which is brilliant.
Magic.
It's because it's making it feel more, feel more like dreamlike to me. This is where we cut to Willow, and she is explaining everything to Tara in that like Jonathan's great way. She admits it is fun fighting because she's sort of implying it was really difficult, and Tara's like, "You love it," all that real cutesy Tara Willow stuff. Tara and Willow are doing some arts and crafts. I kind of knew the punchline of this as I seen them, as they weren't showing me what they were cutting up. So I was like, okay, I can see what's going on in this universe. They're doing some arts and crafts whilst we're getting some plot info and some, if anyone has seen this episode, basically Willow's saying about what happened in the last episode about how Faith was in Buffy's body and how just to keep us up to date with why Buffy's sad today.
Well, what I love about that little moment is that Tara's the one that asks how Buffy's doing because of that.
Yes.
Which I just thought
that's true.
Because I love that she kind of continues to be someone that always cares about Buffy in this way. So I just love that that's seeded, because I've never picked up on it before. It's just seeded really early.
The fact that she's the one who knew Buffy wasn't Buffy, like when her friends didn't even notice. Like I that's one of my favorite details of that.
That's
episode.
a really good point, actually. Yeah, I never thought about that. We see that Tara and Willow have been putting up like posters and like a wall of art to Jonathan, to like basically one of those fucking, what do you call it? Like
collage.
No, what's the thing? You would have like
A
candles in front of it,
shrine?
like a shrine
yeah.
to Jonathan. Thank you. Shrine is the word, because it's definitely shrine-like more than a collage. Cut to Buffy and Riley here chatting again about how they aren't as good as Jonathan, which is a trope that keeps coming up. Buffy is concerned that that Riley is still getting drugged, but Riley tells us that he isn't, and he's eating his own stuff, and he may get smarter or dumber or stronger or weaker. He's not, or probably weaker to be fair. And he says that he can't find Adam and can't inform. No one has listened to him, essentially. Riley's not been listened to, and it's annoying him, and it's kind of similar to Buffy. And he's also just randomly topless.
Yeah, I love
Just
that.
standing there topless. There's no point in any way to show you him taking a top off or about to put one on. He is just standing in his bedroom topless. Fair enough, but yeah, fair enough. Buffy's concerned fair enough. Buffy's concerned she isn't trusted either.
Well, the way that was delivered, I absolutely loved, because Riley says, if they just put a little trust in me, I know I could get the job done. And Buffy says, I've felt that way my entire life. And I just felt like that was like,
that was a good way. Thank you
Clock
for
and
delivering
eat.
that, Tony. I knew you'd do it better. Clock and eat. And then I said it's a bit awkward between the two of them, because Buffy tries to do the basketball throw and misses, which is a little Riley callback to when you're not in the right frame of mind, you can't get the ball in the hoop, which I quite like that callback from previous episodes whenever Riley was not right in mind, couldn't get the basketball in the hoop, which is also
Yeah.
a callback to the fact he's a basketball player, which you told me about, Tony.
Yeah.
But when he goes to help her throw the ball, almost like, which you wouldn't go behind someone with basketball to be like the way you would with a golf shot or snooker or pool or something. Do you know why you could do that? Lean in behind a woman or a man, don't you?
I'm sorry, what was before pool?
Snooker, I think I might have said the word snooker.
I don't know what that is.
Do you know what
Billiards?
snooker is? It's a very British sport.
Mm-hmm.
And Chinese.
Okay.
British and Chinese. Doesn't matter.
So
matter.
pool
It's a thing.
adjacent.
Or
Yeah,
golf.
it is.
Let's say you're doing a golf.
It's pool
Okay.
adjacent.
Or do you know like golf shot where like a guy would go up behind a girl and be like, no, you need to put your stance this way. He's sort of doing that with her. To be like, no, this is how you hold the basketball. I'm like, no, you wouldn't put your hand underneath someone's up to do this shit. Anyway, he's trying to do that, makes Buffy feel uncomfortable, and she's like, I have to go, and then she leaves. And we cut to Buffy opening up to Jonathan about all of this, and we see it very quickly because it's back of Jonathan's head. Anything about this little scene with Riley and Buffy?
I think it's a smart way to address what they had gone through, because you can't just ignore it.
Mhm.
And I think I liked that they kind of inserted it into a comedy storyline, because like it is really like this dramatic melodrama odd thing where like you understand where Buffy's coming from. Like you can't help but feel weird about what happened, and while still knowing it's not his fault. Like I really like that, because you can kind of relate to that of like you didn't really do anything wrong, but it's really hard for me to reconcile with this. And I think I like that it's all being dealt with in this like silly alternate universe way, because it's like I don't want some big dramatic shit about this. Like that's boring. So I appreciate the way that they've chose to insert it in here. Also, was Mark Blucas a basketball player? Is that what I did? Oh, learning things. I didn't know this. Okay. Makes sense.
This is our podcast, all about learning. Only about Buffy, though. Nothing else. Not about anything else that's useful.
I don't care about anything else.
I was just going to say, I don't know if you noticed, but Riley's Bulls poster on the wall or on the door has been replaced with a Jonathan playing basketball poster.
Oh, I didn't notice. See, that's the shit I love. I just thought you were talking about his testicles for a second. I didn't know you were going to say balls poster on the walls. I go, right, thank you, Tony.
And I do love that Riley's got those like sexy back bum dimples, you know, like above like his lower
at the bottom of the back.
my
Yes,
God. I'm like, was Buffy in this scene?
We cut to Buffy opening up to Jonathan, and she's blaming Faith for everything that's went wrong, which is a classic Buffy thing. Buffy makes a coffee and she's currently making a coffee for him. So she working in like a coffee dock or something?
No, I think she's just adding sugar to his coffee for him.
Is that what it felt like? I thought she was, I don't know why. I was like, is she working? Anyway, I was just so confused because he was in a suit and it looked like she was behind a counter, and I was like, oh, she must just have a job. Anyway, a girl comes up for a signature from Jonathan. Jonathan gives her advice that Riley didn't recognize her and it wasn't his fault. Buffy sticks up for Riley a bit here, which is quite... the mad thing is Jonathan is being a really good friend here. His advice is brilliant, and like because I thought it was going to be terrible, and I'm like, no, that was all really good. It was like Willow advice. Do you know what I mean? Because Willow's always, or Buffy advice to Willow, maybe more fangirling for Jonathan from Karen with a K, and we see at the end of the scene that there's a sneaker advertisement in the background with Jonathan, and I really loved that. I just thought that was really funny. Real short little scene, but I think it's the hammy and this little Chekhov's advice from Jonathan here that will punch at the end of the episode, but also like that he actually is doing good in the world. I kept looking for like the fault, but everything seems to be okay for most people. Like
I do think it's funny that they have like a couple of times been like, can you not just look into my eyes and tell that it's not me? And I'm like, but you're in the other person's body. You have the same eyes. It's like, so that's just something for me where I'm like, no, I wouldn't be able to do that. Sorry, I don't know you that well.
But I like this scene. Anything from you, JJ? That's Jamie Jirak, by the way.
I got it. Thank you.
Just in case, mansplaining.
Just so
don't mansplain her own name to her.
Mansplain my own name.
No, I needed to, just in case she wasn't too sure.
Love a nickname. No, I like this scene. It's funny. I don't know that I really clocked just by seeing it so many times that she's making like she's doing his coffee for him. That's really funny. And you're right, it is good advice. It's kind of what we talked about in like the basketball scene of like it's a complicated situation. You know, sometimes relationships are hard. Sometimes your best frenemy steals your body. You know, like what can you do? And it is good advice that he gives her.
We cut to the Initiative, who has a new stereotypical general with the bald head and big mustachio, who is doing a big this is Tony's type right here.
Okay.
Oh god. Bald and mustachioed. He's doing a big build up in the guys, we're gonna have to get this guy. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna da-da-da. And to do this, we need our biggest weapon or whatever. He says something and then introduce Jonathan. Now,
I love this.
The best thing about this whole scene, I actually don't even know what he fucking said to anybody, because all I could look at was this tiny wee man with these giant 6'3" men next to him who were all looking up to him. And I was like, I really love the commitment. Yeah, this is what you're right, Tony. I love this because everybody's committing to the bit. It's a comedy. This is a comedy episode, so everyone's committing. And you know yourself, Tony, as Jamie's just shown us, when you commit to the bit, it's funny. We get some questions from Jonathan saying, like, we notice he doesn't eat, which I'm like, Jonathan's so fucking good. And he says he figured out by looking through the files that he's powered by uranium. He's got a big fucking uranium battery cell in his
got a
arse.
uranium power core. Well, this is one of the things I did want to ask about when it came up, David, was just whether you thought this was like a little bit of a cop-out to drive the plot forward, or because I also think that there maybe wasn't going to be a way that they would actually be able to get this information unless it was in a scenario like this. So I thought it was actually quite smart, even though it was slightly a cop-out too. I thought it was a smart cop-out to kind of get that information.
I've no qualms about Jonathan being the person that's found it out. I just have a problem with uranium being the thing that's powering something that has matter, that uranium will decay matter. So it's like stuff like that really bugs me. But I'm just like, do you know what? Let's just say he has uranium. He has the thing that we require full, massive, like hectares of area for, to have that small amount of uranium to create power. They just put it in a man that says, no, it's grand. He'll not leak any of that uranium to anybody.
Okay, this is a complicated one, but I will do my best. I'm not an expert in this. So uranium decays very slowly. It can take hundreds of thousands of years to billions of years, depending on the uranium. And that very, very slow decay in the Earth's core is what gives Earth a lot of its heat. But uranium, like, you could hold uranium in your hand and it's not decaying quickly enough to cause any damage. Now, if you were to like touch uranium and then like lick your finger, don't recommend it, because you can get lots of other stuff and heavy metals. It can react with the moisture in your skin, the same if you inhale it, things like that. But not necessarily the radiation. So the way that uranium is used to generate energy or electricity is that it's split. The molecules are bombarded with, I think, neutrinos, I could be wrong, and that releases a shit ton of energy as heat. But that heat is then used to boil water and create steam, and it's the steam that's used to generate electricity. So it's a bit of a reach to have Adam powered by uranium.
But again, I was able to suspend my disbelief in that moment because Jonathan was eaten. He was eaten up in that scene. He does so fucking well. At the end of the scene, Jonathan tells us we have to find him, even though that's what everyone's saying. And then we cut to Karen with the K, who's stalking Jonathan and wondering when he comes home. And then we get this big giant monster with really super long arms who starts beating the shit out of Karen with the K. And then we cut to black for the first break. How do we find this one, Jamie?
It's funny because I kind of view that scene differently, where when he was like, he doesn't eat. To me, that's just pure comedy because like he doesn't fucking know anything, and even though like he's just talking out of his ass. Like okay, maybe Adam doesn't eat. It doesn't matter. What does that have to do with anything? Okay, I made an observation about him, but that doesn't help us in any way. Why did and so to me that's just like meant to be pure comedy.
Yeah.
It's not really meant to teach us anything about Adam. It's like it's meant to show that like he's really blowing smoke because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Because the spell, it's like the spell isn't making Jonathan like he is more suave. He is saying the better things, but he's still not like he knows that he's cast this spell. Like he's still awake. He's still got to work hard to keep up the facade.
Fair. That's a good way of looking at it. I never thought of it like that. Like everyone's just believing the bullshit lie. Even though they're like, oh yeah, that does make sense. He can't eat, so he must have a uranium core. And they're like, yeah, all right, okay, that's good. Never would have thought of it like that. And it doesn't matter by the end of the episode. Well, because Adam still exists. But anyway.
It's also good because in 2026, the kids would probably say that Adam doesn't eat either. You know. And I did actually make a note here that Colonel George Haviland is the name of the colonel that's there, and I just wrote stick a mustache on anyone and I am there, and that he reminded me of Talbot.
Yes. Yes. We just had there was the episode we covered this week had like a military thing going on, and I'm the same. It was so weird. I was never a mustache girl until the day I turned 30. As soon as I turned 30, it was like my brain rewired, and I was really into mustaches. So I respect. I get it.
Do you know what's so annoying? Tony grows an amazing mustache. It's one of these man things where like you're either really good at growing a beard or you're really good at growing a mustache. Some people can do both. Some people can do neither. Tony and I have one half of the other. It is now cool to have a moustache. I cannot grow a moustache to save my life. It looks terrible. And I'm like, damn it, I can't wait till beards are cool again. Because I can't shave this off for a
I get a
moustache,
nice
it's
big
awful.
curly one.
He could do like a bad guy in a silent film.
Yeah.
He's going to tie you on some tracks, Jimmy, I'm telling you.
I love it. My Tony's not is not a mustache guy either. He can't really do it either, but he's got the beard going. But
he would look so good with a mustache, though. I bet.
I know. I bet he would too. Unfortunately for us all, that's just not in the cards.
Unfortunately, he was not gifted with the. Unlike Jamie, he wasn't gifted with the ability to grow a moustache.
All he needs to do is microneedle his lip over and over, and it'll grow.
I'm sure we'll get Tony to do that. I'm sure that'll be his top priority.
Okay, so we open Act 2 with Karen. Well, first of all I could think about with Karen with the K, not Karen with the C, because Karen with the K is Ka, not Sa.
My friend was just talking about Liza, texting about that this morning, like literally.
Liza!
Is this from something? Sorry, all right.
Oh, it's Liza Minnelli.
It's Liza.
Oh, right, okay.
Dave's not gay, well, you are a theatre kid, though.
But not that big a theatre. I'm just dabbing my toes in it.
Yeah, so, Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S, because Lisa with an S goes snuz is the reference.
I'll drop the clip in for anyone else who doesn't get it.
It's Liza with a Z, not Lisa with an S, because Lisa with an S goes snuz. It's Z instead of S, lie instead of Lee. Simple as can be, see Liza.
But Jamie, also small claim to fame here. I've also recently discovered your love of John Travolta, and just so you know, I also played Danny in Grease when Dave and I were in school.
I've got my Travolta.
Oh, the tattoo is so cool.
Yeah, I am John Travolta's number one fan. He told me himself once. I've been obsessed with him since I was 5 years old, and it's an embarrassing person to be obsessed with because he's always doing embarrassing shit. Love him. I'm good. He's having a moment with his berets.
Oh, he is.
So he was at Cannes because he just directed his first movie, which is based on a book that he wrote many years ago. And they gave him an honorary Palme d'Or, which is like huge. And he's there, and every time you see him, he's in a different beret, and it's just funny. It's just really funny. He packed like 7 berets to go to France.
That's fucking brilliant.
So I looked up pictures, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and the old school directors wore berets. And I said, and the glasses, and I thought, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do an homage to being a director. So I'm going to play the part of being a director. And then when I look back, I'll know, that was Propeller One-Way Night Coach. That was Cannes. That's when I won the Palme d'Or. And I'll have vividness of it.
He's such a specific person.
So we open Act 2 with Karen, and she gets bitch slapped by the demon with his big, mad, long Freddy Krueger arms, and she just goes running off into the night. And then we cut back to the initiative where we have Riley and Jonathan, and they're having a heart-to-heart now about the faith thing. And he's also giving Riley really good advice, telling him to talk to Buffy, but also completely betraying Buffy's confidence from the coffee shop. But like, whatever. Okay, whatever.
I was thinking
it's like, but I'll kind of let it go because it's good advice, you know. I love at this point while they're having this conversation, Jonathan's like, preoccupied in what he's actually doing. He's tying a blindfold on himself, and he's like, sometimes you can't see the things that are right in front of you as he's getting ready to shoot apples off 3 guys' head, which I just thought was a silly wee touch to the scene. I love that. We cut to the bronze where we have some swinging jazz, and we've got Willow and Tara standing in the middle of the dance floor, not dancing, but just chatting, which I thought was kind of funny. And Xander and Anya are sitting at a table because Xander's like, last night when you were with me, you said Jonathan. And Anya's like, no, it was a moan. It was more like, nothing. Which I just thought that was so great.
Anya's though, as like she is my every time she's in a scene, I'm like, yes, she's gonna be really funny as fuck.
It's so good rewatching the show, like doing a podcast and getting to talk about it, because it's like all the things I loved when I was younger that I understand way more now that I'm older. So it's just like things take on such a new meaning, which I love. There's so much stuff I didn't pick up on when I was younger in this episode. Like that comes a little bit later, but I'll tell you when it is. But Buffy says that if Xander and Anya get into a fist fight, she's got a 50 on Anya, and Riley asks her, I wonder if they'll make it, and she gives him a really serious look. I felt like the look, I understand why, but it felt just like, it made me feel a little bit like she's still so raging at him. But luckily the music changes, and out comes Jonathan in a sexy white tux, and he dedicates the song to a couple of friends who's going through a tough time. I would be so scundered. I'd be like, okay, so I guess it doesn't matter if we have these private conversations. You're just out telling the bronze, like, 2 friends.
Well, it could be anybody. You didn't name drop them.
The only 2 people that get up to dance.
I know. I also thought this was so cringe, but like, again, I was like, this is what Jonathan thinks is cool.
Yeah.
Or like, this is in his mind, in his weird little world. This is something you would do, but this is so like, it's such a man's world, that way of being like, hey, it's okay, I'll sort everything for you. So this, and that's what he wants to be. I understand, purposeful and all that stuff. Anyway. Sorry, trying to continue.
That's okay. And then Jonathan starts singing Serenade in Blue. And I had wrote here that the singing voice is Brad Kane, who is Tucker Wells from the Prom episode. And he's also the voice of Aladdin. And Riley tries to apologize, but Buffy says, no talk. Like, let's dance and like, let's not talk about it. And he doesn't listen to her. And he tells her anyway. Which is something I'm starting to notice about Riley. Like, I've loved Riley. Like, I do low-key love Riley. But now I'm starting to pick up way more on like a lot of the subtleties of like their miscommunication, or like he doesn't like, sometimes I'm like, I don't think he likes being told what to do by a woman, but I mean, he is from one of those states, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a farm boy. He's Iowa.
Who does though,
I mean, I don't mind.
I do.
I'm naturally submissive, so I don't mind.
I have to stop making these jokes.
You got to just roll with it. I know you're kidding, for the record.
Some people get it. I think Jamie's one of those people that like, she gets it.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave this pod and be like, God, that dude, what a sexist piece of shit.
Yeah.
Then my work here is done.
You shut up, Dave, right? So
yeah.
But they basically make up during this little dancing scene, and she says that she knows that she's the only one that he wants. And he's like, how did you know? And she's like, ever since you put your arms around me. I'm like, gay. Pussy.
Oh, Oh, the kitty cat's so nice.
Oh,
Papa Gino. Sorry that he's crashing.
oh, that's cute. If you, by the way, if you hear like a kind of snoring, it's my dog too. But I'm hoping the microphone's not picking it up. That cat is so cute.
Thank you. He almost died recently. the stinker. He ate a 2-foot-long ribbon.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Like
that's my party trick, actually. Like, oh,
like spaghetti.
Like spaghetti. Like he was in like he was in Lady and the Tramp and expecting there to be a little beautiful kitty cat on the other end, or Trumpy one.
Yeah, except Tony and I were in Florida, so we had to fly back early, spend $10,000. Thankfully, we have pet insurance, but like it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare situation.
I'd be like, someone's getting their Christmas present wrapped in a cat this year.
Exactly. Oh, sorry for that tangent.
That's a very funny joke. Well, that grew on me, that one. I was like, that's funny. Oh, the ribbon, very good. The ribbon. No, I'm a dick.
Loved it. No, he's fine, so it's all good. We can joke about it now.
Oh, poor thing.
But was it still going in when it was coming out? If it's 2 foot, we're joking. Sorry,
it was all wrapped around his intestines. So like, we didn't see him eat it because it was we had a cat sitter here. We were out of town, so like they had to do like the thing, and like they had to just go in and like carefully try not to kill him while they got it out.
Well, they nailed it. I hope.
Yeah, they did.
Is that cat sitter still in your employ?
Yes, it's not her fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least she noticed he was sick. Like, a lesser cat sitter would have just left him to look bad.
It's like, I don't know what's wrong with him after he ate that like 20-meter ribbon. Like, he's just been really off.
No one witnessed I don't know where the ribbon came from.
There's definitely a cat toy with a ribbon on the end of it that's missing. It's just a stick now.
Yeah. It was like a present ribbon. I feel like he hid it at Christmas and decided to pull it out when we were out of town out of spite.
Yeah, he's trying to impress someone. Want to see a trick? But yeah, I love the melodrama of this scene. I just it's very sweet. I like that what you said, Jamie. It's not like they're not being overly depressing. They're kind of just letting the way things happen in real life, where it's like we don't really need to talk about this because we both kind of know what the other one thinks. But then there's a part of me that thinks a little bit this does play into, I think, future Riley Buffy dynamics where they don't maybe overly talk about things as well. But not that Dave knows anything about that. But what do you think of the bronze scenes so far up to this point?
I mean, I love any musical moment that happens. And I think that without no spoilers, but there are like other music moments this season to come that I absolutely love.
Are you talking about the musical episode?
No, that's season 6.
No. No. But that is my favorite episode of the show because I'm a theater kid. No, I like when I love the bronze music stuff. And just like getting Jonathan there. I'm a little sad to know that wasn't him singing. I just never looked it up. But and I do, like, again, I think it's a good way to get through the Riley Buffy drama of it all. But you're right when he's like, let's not talk about it. We just had like 2 different scenes about how you have to you have to talk to each other. So it's a bizarre moment. But I really enjoy the scene.
The scene's great, and I didn't mind the schmaltziness of it. I just hate the way, this is going to be a weird pedantic thing, but it's like a visual stim. For some reason, the way Buffy keeps touching his back, her hand, she keeps touching the exact same spot, the exact same way, over and over again. And it really, and she's doing a really weird bendy thing. Like she's one of those maybe hyper extensive people. Their hand does a weird, I don't know why, but I couldn't stop seeing it. And every time they cut away and cut back.
My hand doesn't bend.
Whoa, that's crazy. Yours doesn't go back at all.
Yours are hyperextensive. Yeah, you're one of those people.
Like devil.
That's it. That's the way her hands were. And I was like,
that's.
I was like, but she was really like, dude, it was just so, I don't know why I couldn't stop watching and they cut to them talking. I was like, okay. And then we go back to her like doing the same. I was like, what are you doing? Stop doing it that way. I don't know why. I was like, touch a different part of him. It was just annoying me. Anyway, doesn't matter. That's my own thing.
That's an interesting observation. That's something I never would have noticed that. So I think that's interesting.
I just, I don't really, I know this isn't going to last, so I'm kind of just looking around at this point. What?
Well, my wee favorite moment comes right here, and it's from Tara. And I don't know why I find this so funny, but whenever the song ends and they start to play a new song, she's like, "Oh my god, he's going to do something off the new album," and it just felt so genuine and like sincere excitement,
Yeah.
like she was like a fan at a gig. And I don't know what I had to pause because I was I was pissing myself laughing so much. There was just something about it I just loved, but I think it's because I'm just loving how genuine of like a performer I think Amber Benson is, that she brings to Tara, which is something the show has been lacking, because now our original characters are now all confident, so it's like we've been missing that little bit of vulnerability, maybe, that, so I love
But
it.
I also think Amber Benson acts down rather than up. She
Yeah.
doesn't. If Spike steps into the scene, I feel like Tara steps back and like sits and she simmers in the scene, because sometimes you don't notice her there, and then she'll say something and you're like, oh, she's done a really good job, because she's such a beautifully striking person. Like, no one looks like Amber Benson. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's very specific looking and beautiful, but like also in her own way, and very like seems like I'd imagine so soft. Like she seems in real life, or maybe she's just an incredibly good actress, that she's holding herself in that like soft way. Do you know what I mean? That timid Willow season 1 kind of way, but not with but with still have lived a life. Like she's vulnerable in certain aspects, but seems to be quite sure in other things. Do you know what I mean? Which I like that she's adding to it.
Oh
She's
yeah,
not
because
just
we
being
get to
this
see that as well in
wee
this episode when she fully
Yeah.
takes on that mad monster.
Yeah.
I think it's a combination of Amber's performance and just the writing of the character. I think that they had a really good point of view from her instantly, which is this like really shy, like stammery kind of girl who's a really observant. And that's why she does like kind of clock Willow in more ways than one.
Wayo. Lesbian.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You apologize for saying lesbian?
Yeah.
No.
She clocks
Oh,
that
yeah, I
T
did.
and flicks that B.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony.
But we have this great part right here where we see Anya and Xander watching, and they are both clearly like bricked up. Anya's like, "Xander, let's go have sex right now." But the joke when it goes to Xander's face and he's like, because he's so into it. I just thought that was a really smart decision.
It
I love
carries on.
I love
throughout the scene as
they
leave
walk
it.
away and their eye contact is like still with
But
Jonathan.
Xander's the worst. Xander's the one who is being pulled away more. He's the one that's like, I quite like that. Very funny.
I
The
love
two of them are very funny together.
Yeah.
Chemistry too.
And then just right then, Karen with a K runs in, covered in cuts and all beaten up. And Jonathan stops the concert. It's very Lady Gaga of him,
The fact that he turned around to the band and did that, and they didn't stop in time, is the thing that bugged me.
Yeah. Not like our teacher, Miss Graydon, when she'd be like, "Got it."
Got it. Dave, are you a musician?
Oh yes, I'm a singer. I'm a professional singer.
You've said a couple of things musically that made me feel like you have music knowledge.
That's my job. That's the only thing I know how to do. That and talk shit for a
amazing.
living.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even really sing that well. Yeah, I'm a singer. Yeah.
I doubt that's true.
He's an incredible singer, and this is not the sum of his parts, but it's just relatable. He was on The Voice in Jennifer Hudson's team in the UK.
Oh, that is very impressive. I love. I clocked it because your lesbianism is music because the way you talk about it, it's pretty. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, we studied music together, but okay, fuck my drag.
Yes, Tony's actually
Tony.
Tony's actually the proper like talented, like Tony's knowledge of music
I'm
is
the
much faster than
bassoonist.
mine.
I actually am.
Tony's
yeah.
a bassoonist, but I am like just a performer. I just love performing. Give me someone I love getting up and singing. Whereas Tony's knowledge of music is definitely much more. I'm much a shallow person when it comes to music. I just want to get up and be a show off in front of
That's
people.
me in comedy. Like I loved performing comedy. I like I don't do it anymore, but I've been thinking about it. And people are like, "Oh, stand up. Who do you like watching?" I'm like, I don't want to watch it. I just want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
so I totally relate
fair.
to that.
Yeah, I struggled to listen to
Mhm.
music because I gig.
Yeah.
I had like 5 or 6 gigs this weekend because in Belfast you get a lot sorrow way off, Tony. In Belfast we have a massive live music culture. Like every bar you go into, genuinely every bar will have a live musician or band playing. And it's like, and we all know each other and we all jump on each other's gigs and stuff. It's a bit, somebody described it as like an Irish New Orleans, like light, like not in it,
yeah, that
but it has
actually makes sense.
but it's just that
Cool.
because it was an American that said this because I was gigging in a bar in the afternoon and they seen me and then they were in a different bar later on in the afternoon, and it was someone else singing, and I just happened to be there, and I got up and sang again with her, and then they showed up later on, and I was gigging, but I was playing a djembe drum and singing with someone else, and this girl was like, what the fuck is going on? Do you still just, because I seen him playing with someone else earlier on, I was like, yeah, it's just a big sort
You're
of
the star.
small C, like, it's so fun, it's like it'll only last for about a year, and then everyone will fall out, because that's what creative people do, but right now,
same in comedy.
of course, and that's something I'm starting to do as well. I've done a little bit of stand-up, and I fucking loved it so much, but I was like, I can't commit to this yet, because I need to give up everything else to do comedy, but it doesn't pay me anything.
That's why I haven't got back into it yet, because it's a commitment.
Oh, this would be fun. I'm gonna because I write all the time. I never write songs. I write comedy. Tony's bored, right, Tony?
No,
Speaking
not.
of comedians,
I'm
know
not
you're
bored.
not.
I just
I'm
wasn't
joking,
sure
really.
if I should interject with like my hopes and dreams too, but whatever.
Yeah.
No. This is just about the musical theater.
No. What's your thing, Jody? Again, I have nowhere to be today. You guys, it's late for you guys.
You're so chill.
Also, my thing too was like, because Dave and I we've been childhood friends since we were 12, and we went to school together, so we studied music together in school. My thing was that like I didn't want to be second best at something. I wanted to be first best, so that, and David's David's voice is like, and I'll send you a link to something after this, and you'll hear like.
Please do.
I have like, you know, that like boring girl, like I can sing in tune, I can hold a tune, I don't have any tone.
I disagree.
No,
wholeheartedly.
we're not gonna go there.
Sorry, okay, no problem. Okay,
I haven't spent enough time developing the tone in my voice to be able to do it.
That's a better thing to say, Tony. Thank you. You have it.
Yeah.
You just aren't using it. Thank you.
I was only Danny in Greece because I was slightly skinnier than David. That's actually, and our teacher actually said that as well.
Having gone to a theater high school, and I know that life for sure. That's a real thing.
Yeah, I got to be the funny guy,
and I had to sexually assault Marion in the car.
That's right.
Like, come on, Sandy, no one's watching.
No one's watching.
Oh,
Sandy.
Did you do American accent?
Yeah, I was like, Sandy.
Sandy, what are you talking about? Hey guys, what's going on? Oh my God, Tony, you have to send us some clips from the Greece.
And whatnot.
Oh, so sorry. We have the VHS.
Yeah, we do.
Sorry, the DVD. Of the whole thing.
Send me that.
Just a clip, Tony. Give her a good
give me the highlights.
Yeah. Give her the big number up top.
Grease is my favorite movie of all time, and Tony had never seen it, and we went. Obviously, I made him watch it, and he was like so surprised. The word he used, he's like, "That was really bawdy." He was like, "Everyone," he's like, "It was like it's so different from what I expected." He expected this kind of like happy-go-lucky musical, but everyone's like so nasty in it, and he wasn't ready for that.
Rizzo's just walking around fully.
Just finger,
my favorite
just
character.
Fucking everybody, yeah.
Well, maybe when we do get into season 6 in the musical episode, we should get our musically Buffy people and actually do some singing. You're not ready.
That was pretty good.
Thanks. It's fine. I'm really good at imitating, but I don't, because I do that. I don't know where I don't know what's my real voice.
I can do a good share.
Oh yeah.
So like, but that's yeah.
Are we all gonna have a share off here?
Can you do it right now?
Oh, I don't think so.
Wagon wheel 1 2 3.
That's pretty good.
It wasn't the sound that you made.
The echo.
It was the face as well. You just
yeah, that's part of it. You got that's definitely what makes.
This is why I need to place my face to get that note right now to get that noise. Love. That's why she's so straight all the time. Sure, it's like
Right. Okay.
Sorry, Tony.
Oh my God.
Right.
Oh.
Karen runs in. Jonathan stops the band. And then we.
Fuck, is that all where we are?
It's okay. But
oh God, I'm sorry.
My notes will get through it. Don't worry. Okay, so we cut to Jonathan's mansion, and Karen is telling Jonathan that the big ugly monster had these big mad arms and scabs and stuff. And I was like, oh, did she get attacked by Dave?
Oh, you little bitch! I was about to say, you
ouch.
She also remembers it had a mark on its forehead, a symbol that seems to worry Jonathan, and he tells them it's not a demon, it's just a monster, and it sticks to the woods.
It's the Deathly Hallows again. Oh my God, Buffy loves having a triangle with some lines in the middle of it, just like one J.K. Rowling.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like a general kind of Wiccan thing. There's lots of triangles and runes and stuff, you know. He tells them not to worry about it and he'll take care of it, and we see a look on Buffy's face that suggests that something ain't quite right. And that's when we cut to the Sunnydale Town Library. I'm not sure if it was a library. I presumed it was a library. And there's an eviscerated body on the floor. And we pan to Adam, who's doing some of his own research, aka watching TV. And one of his vampire lackeys comes in and tells him that there's a new demon in town that attacked a girl and caused a fuss. And he's like, oh, he was there. He points to the TV and it's playing videos of Jonathan like on a talk show and like leaving an awards ceremony and stuff. And I love that Adam's just like, who the fuck's this?
Yeah.
He's like, none of this is real. Is Cher's there? And she's like, none of this is real. Who's that guy?
Oh my God, you should try and lower Cher down to see if she does sound
Who's
like...
that guy? Yeah.
Adam.
And basically Adam tells him that he knows all of this because he's practically that generation's Russell Brand. He's the most self-aware person on the planet, and he's the only one not affected by this spell because he knows every molecule of himself like inside and out. And he's like, well, I actually don't need to really do anything because this magic will lead to chaos, and I'm interested in chaos.
Boring, dull. I don't like Adam. Boring, snore, boring. No charisma. No, I want some pomp and some ceremony. He's just sitting there on a fucking computer watching the television. It's missing a good big bad. Good big bad.
I'm the same way. Like, give me some camp. Give me a, that's...
Still my favorite film is that big massive one that's the big fat one. That's that.
Balthazar.
Had the vagina thing. Balthazar.
Oh, yeah.
That's the stuff I want. I want big, real, fleshy, costumey, weighted
Where's
people.
my amulet?
Where's my amulet? That's what I want. Just some guy with a bit of fucking stage makeup that looked like it was done by some girl at some kid's fucking party is not what I'm looking for right now. Whoa, I didn't realize I had such an opinion on this, but it looks like I do.
I don't think you're alone. I don't think there's anyone out there who's like, Adam's my favorite big bad. I will say though, I do like the initiative. I like the idea of the initiative a lot.
All day long. Love government stuff. I've asked for that seasons before. Like, I'm so sorry, there's no one in the world noticing this area. And I'm like, I like that they have, and we haven't been told about it as an audience. But anyway.
Yeah. I love that. I love the old world versus new technology kind of trope. Like, I love that in shows. And it's so funny because I only recently watched The Vampire Diaries for the first time ever because my niece asked me to, and they literally just ripped off every season of Buffy with like, they have an underground military like under the university and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's very much.
That's really funny. I haven't watched it, but that's funny.
You're not missing out on anything. We get this pensive circling shot of Jonathan as he can't sleep, standing by the fire in his big munch, as these two sexy twins appear on the balcony, being like, "Come back to bed, Jonathan." It's Anna Delvey. Come back to bed, Jonathan.
Twin expert.
Oh yeah.
That's all.
Here's my question that I'm going to ask the audience. This is one I'm firing out to everybody. I've always found obviously the male trope, it's very rare you get a woman going, I want to sleep with those two twin men, but like the male trope being that he wants to sleep with twins. I've never really wanted to sleep with someone who would sleep with their sister.
I love Cheers deeply, but like Sam Malone's whole thing is he's always trying to fuck women who are related to each other, like mother-daughters, sisters.
Yes,
and
oh my God.
That's weird. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But the twin thing, like my love for twins, I would like to say right now, it's not sexual. I just grew up obsessed with Mary-Kate and Ashley, and it formed spiraled into a twin thing. But like it is weird that's like a sexual fantasy that comes up a lot in TV and movies because it's like they're related though.
Yeah, I've never understood it. I've just never understood. If they weren't twins, are you still okay with two sisters? I feel like it's a twin thing. I think it's not, but obviously guys with two sisters.
It's more about twins for some reason.
It's still incest anyway. Well, that's all. I just want to ask that.
The thing that stuck out more to me was in this episode again, because we had it also in the last episode with Faith, is this idea of consent, that if you have altered someone's maybe memories or desires to want to be with you, that you're taking away their actual ability to consent to things. And I just thought it was interesting that there's a lot of that actually in this season.
I had that thought when Jonathan says later, he's like, some people are really mad. My first thought was like, oh, the girls that you had sex with you? Like that's probably the ones who are especially mad at you. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Didn't even pick up on that. Very good, Jamie. Thank you. Good point.
That's why we have a woman here, you know. A woman's touch is what this podcast needs, David.
It is.
Apparently a gay man's not enough, but whatever.
But, What can you do?
Well, you love whenever people compare gay men to women. That's your favorite thing in the world. When they're like, "You're a gay man, you'll want to go to a hen do, right?" It's like,
Oh yeah,
no, I want to go to where all the men are. Why would I not want to be? I'm still a man, right?
Yeah.
A man who likes men.
Yeah.
You could hate women. It would make sense.
No, usually the brides get Tony to come to the hen do's because they don't trust Tony with their husbands to be at the stag in case Tony gets a bit handsy.
It's
Straight men love Tony.
It's not if Tony gets a bit handsy. It's if the grooms get a bit throaty.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, can't deny the natural allure. Jonathan says he'll be right there. He takes off his robe and we see that he's got the same mark etched on his back. Oh my God, what a plot twist. I did not see this coming.
Whoa.
Deathly Hallows.
So we cut to a wee walk and talk and we have Buffy, Willow and Tara and they are, well, Buffy is basically saying to them, did you think Jonathan seemed a little bit scared? And Willow's like, of course he's not scared. Like you even talked about that when you gave him the class protector award at the prom, which I thought was great.
That's a good bit. And also, but like, it's like when he calls him Rupert, though, it's like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you steal that memory?
Yeah.
There's more of that gets peppered throughout the
Yes.
rewriting of the history, which I like. I get it in mine, I think.
Yeah, there certainly is. And I love that Xander's the one that really feels like the hurt of it as well. It's because I just like that. But Buffy just can't shake the feeling of it. And I love that she always still comes through. One of the things I really liked is because we had Adam say, like, the reason I know this is wrong is because I know myself, like, so well. I know every molecule. I like this idea that maybe actually Buffy does too, and she's just rediscovering that she actually knows herself so well. But I also, like, think it's really funny that, like, Buffy's really ridiculed in this episode for being right about everything.
Yes.
But I think it's obviously very purposeful because I think it highlights, the power dynamic of
what
whatever.
I've been saying since the fucking first episode that we've done is like, I'm so sorry, why does no one ever believe this wee girl? She comes in week after week saying, Act 1, I think it's this. Act 3, Act 4, they're like, actually, Buffy was right. And I'm like, she's always fucking right and no one seems to notice. It's actually the thing I love is that Buffy's not great. She's obviously an amazing fighter and stuff. She's not the smartest. She's not the witty, whatever. But she just seems to take all the information and finds the correct answer before everyone else with her gut or instinct, her knowledgeable buffery way or whatever vampiric way. But I was like, loved that was being called, that it was sort of being ridiculed, how they don't believe her. It was almost like a bit of a
I thought it was
thing.
that's it. It was very almost like meta sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's very much a Josh.
What
do you call me thing? Josh, sorry. But I feel like it would really annoy him if I called him Josh.
Josh, yeah. He's probably listening.
what I mean?
He's so raging that with big old Josh.
Yeah, because that's what he's going to waste his time. Josh.
Yeah. He's got nothing else to do, so. So, Willow and Tara say goodnight, and it is so girl-friendly. I don't know how Buffy did not turn around to be like,
I thought that too, like
the little lingering hand.
It was practically a Renaissance picture. Like, so long.
Like, I just, when you're not my friend Andy in college came out to me and I thought he was joking. Like even though I had many gay friends before him and many after, but like I didn't see it coming from him. And he's like, he lies to be funny. And I really thought that he was like, poor guy. This happened to him a lot. He kept coming out to people and nobody believed him. And because he's like a liar. And that made me think of it of like, if Andy did that with somebody when I was in college, maybe I wouldn't have thought of it. Like, it's just not occurring.
Can't see the wood for the trees. You're too close to it. It's only when only Tara would notice something like that because she's a little bit not in the group. That's why she notices things more, I think, because sometimes groups don't like admitting their own things. That was really I did notice that. That's really interesting. Tony came out to me in school and I didn't believe him that he needed to tell me.
Yeah. Well, no, because I came out as bi. And
oh, sure. The stepping
and that was the that was the response. He was like,
okay, sure. No problem, Tony. You're bi. You love girls. But whereas the opposite issue I have is I have to keep coming out straight to people because they don't believe me the first time. Yeah. Including my own family. Twice. Having to come out as straight. Have to sit my sister down and tell her, unfortunately, Tony's going to have to be your gay brother because I'm straight. And she's like, no, David, please.
Are you
ring the police.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Oh.
So, Maybe I was going to say maybe Buffy also didn't pick up on it because she's obviously quite consumed with her own drama, because she starts talking about herself straight away to Willow, and she's just like, for the first time in a while, like Riley and I seem really great, even though we didn't talk, all we did was dance. I'm like, okay,
Okay.
It's just a feeling.
yeah.
Okay.
We felt it.
Yeah, we just know. And then we cut to Tara. She's walking inside the campus building. And if you were wondering, maybe you weren't wondering, how did this demon get indoors? It's because this was originally meant to be shot outside, but there was really bad torrential rain at the time of shooting, so that's why there was a lot of indoor stuff.
Do you know, weirdly, I wouldn't have been something like what I just accepted. Sometimes
it's not
demons
something
show
that
up.
would have bothered me at all until I read that fact, and then because I was aware of it, I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, why is this demon just like hanging around in the school waiting for Tara to come down the hall and like, surprise,
Big
surprise, surprise, surprise. But yeah,
That's a British joke.
but yeah, Tara's walking down that hallway, basically, and I like the tension that they build here. We get a wee twist in the music, and then that big mad demon bursts out through some doors and attacks her, and we cut to black.
I like the monster. I still love the fact. My thing, Jamie, is that I like watching back to Buffy because they still have people in costume.
I'm a practical girly.
Yep.
The same.
I will forgive practical effects, maybe accidentally showing their, how they're working. I will happily show me the strings that's pulling the monster. I don't care, because I can put the blinkers on. I could be a child and pretend it's not. But when you make it CGI and try to make it hyper realistic, it needs to be real, or else I'm not going to believe it.
I feel the exact same way.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel the same way.
You feel the weight.
I really struggle with like CGI animals, but then I went to this place where they rescued lions, tigers, and bears that like, and a lot of them were like used as like as actors, and then I felt bad, and so now I really try to accept the CGI animals because they're not abusing real animals. But I still struggle with it. I'm like, that's not a real panther.
I agree, but I'm like, okay, fine, I'll happily take animals or things that are too difficult to do a real person. But I'm like, if all you had to do was hire some costume person that has 50 years of fucking knowing how to make costumes and Hammer horror, get them to make it for you and make it real. Make me think it's a real thing. I think there's more weight to it anyway.
It looks better in horror. Like Tony and I just watched this movie called Night Feeders from like early 2000s, and it's like a low micro budget shitty movie, but it was like an alien invasion, and because it was like so shitty, all the CGI aliens were like laughably bad, but all of the horror gore when they were like dying from the aliens was incredible.
Yeah.
Like I was like, it looks so good. If you had made an alien costume, this movie would be a movie people are still talking about, because like I feel so strongly about this too. And the fact that these days people use CGI for blood makes me insane.
Oh my God.
Like, it's stupid. Like the new Mortal Kombat was really fun, but I couldn't get over. I'm like, that's just fake. That's computer blood. Why are we doing that?
We open in Act 3 with Tara still fighting off the ugly bastard. She tries and does complete a spell of Obscura, like an obscuring kind of spell, like throws like dust or something in its face. And then she runs like fuck and goes through a door. And great thing is, as mad as this monster is, it could get into the building, but it can't figure out how to get out.
Like a velociraptor.
We move into Buffy banging. We cut quick. That was a very short little scene. We cut quickly to Buffy banging on Willow's door. Willow brings Buffy in and explains what happened. That there's a frightened Tara on the bed who looks really properly scared. I actually feel he's such a good actor. And she describes the monster as big and lumpy and with a Greek letter. And then this is where we get, I love the eureka moments of Buffy. She and I like that she drew it badly, or whoever drew it quickly and badly. Because sometimes I hate whenever someone goes like, and they turn it around, it's perfect typecast font, and I'm like, fuck off, make it look real.
When Cordelia drew the fish monster in season 2, and it's like a perfect artist rendering. I don't know if that was also meant to be like a joke, but I was like, oh my God, she's so good at drawing.
Tara confirms that that is the same symbol, and Willow's concerned because it contradicts what Jonathan said. And I quite like that this thing that now starts to happen with people contradicting the almighty Jonathan, which goes into those, like, what is that called? Confirmation bias. And then there's another one where even as you convince someone that what they believe in is on flat earthers, that they will dig down harder. The more evidence you show them, and it comes down to, and if you're someone of faith, I'm not trying to question anything. We know that someone isn't, but if you are someone of faith, but But if you speak to someone who's Christian and you start going into science around things, they start getting really angry really quickly when you start using logic and stuff. Even though it comes down to faith and logic doesn't come into it.
We should also
I think if
caveat
you're gonna
not all religious people, but a good amount of people on that thing.
Well, I guess if you're someone who's non-religious, if someone is religious.
Just because there are people like
Nope. I'm editing myself.
Okay.
Nope. I'm just going to say this. Do what you want. And Will's anything from that little short scene. We're about to move into some bulky ass scenes that I might have to split up.
One thing that I really like about Tara getting attacked here is that like we need her because like Willow's getting too powerful to be attacked all the time. Like she was for so long, she was the one who, you know, was kind of a victim a lot. Yeah, and so we kind of need Tara because like even though she is like a witch too, she's a different, you know, she's just not as powerful, I think. And,
she's not got 4 years worth of experience fighting monsters like the rest of the gang.
And, well, yeah, that too. And also like we instantly care about her.
Yeah.
I mean, we like I think the moment in Hush where they do the vending machine, I've seen that episode 40 times and I cry every time they move that vending machine because it's just like the way that they bring her into the show is like instant. I care about her so much.
I agree.
And so to watch her get attacked is like, no, who is she? She's not been here long enough. They're not going to do this to me, are they? And it adds because like I'm like they're not going to kill Willow, but I don't know this new girl. And so I like that aspect of it. And how much Willow is like feels so bad, like she wanted like in a way that like she couldn't be there to protect her, and you can see like that there's this like she's upset that Tara was alone, and I like that too.
Willow would have done a spell that accidentally set them both on fire, and they would have died or something. It's like so.
Yeah,
Tara was safer by herself.
Buffy goes on a walk and seems struck with thoughts and lots of thoughts about Jonathan as there's loads of posters and
I love that shot
everywhere.
Just such a good shot.
Slow, and I like it sometimes when they slow down and just let you breathe for a second and because there's nothing being said in this point, but you can see a lot of acting happening on Sarah Michelle Gellar's face.
Forget her name.
Parker.
Sarah Michelle.
Yeah, I did. I was going to say Sarah Jessica Parker there for a second. I was like, Sarah. She calls to Sanders and he's not there, but Anya answers. She's there and it's like, Sanders not here. And Buffy's like, well, I kind of want to just look through his stuff. And Anya's like, all right, okay. And then she lets him in. I love her. She doesn't know that that's a weird thing for someone to come into someone's house to do. She's like, all right, no problem, going in. And she said, even though the whole time she's very awkward with Buffy and doesn't want her to be there.
Yeah. Like, how dare you just drop it on my space?
It's more, it's more of an inconvenience than anything else, which I think is so funny.
All right, maybe I'd pick that up.
She doesn't know how to be a host.
Yes, there's that. She really just sits down. Buffy's casually looking around and see lots of Jonathan memorabilia. There's like playing cards and like posters and comics and so on and so on. And Anya's being really awkward with Buffy and does it so well. It makes me cringe. I don't really like cringy stuff, but...
Oh, you're still here? That's nice.
That's the way I like. I'm a bit that way only because I'm not good at hiding. Like I can't hide how I feel. Like I struggle sometimes. Like if I don't like you, generally you'll be able to tell.
Because he's being really mean to you, but not mean fun mean, but mean.
No, not even that. Just like very.
I'm only joking. You're cold.
Yeah, I can.
You go, Tony will just be cold,
but only with people that don't like me. And the thing is that there's not many people that don't like me. But I really struggle when someone doesn't like me because it's my Libra part where I feel like it's an injustice because like what have I done wrong? And when you realize that like there's just some people that won't like you, it makes your life so much easier.
I kind of love it. I kind of weirdly enjoy when people don't like me. I actively go around them more. There's a girl in the musicians group that doesn't really like
now.
But I'm just like, you've no reason the reason why someone dislikes me in the musicians group that I'm in, there's a girl in it who's this incredible singer, and there's like a load of us are all musicians and we all go out the odd time and get drunk and sing and stuff. And I am a person, do you know the way in comedy, Jamie, you'll get this, there are comedians that will laugh and there's comedians that will be rated that you told a joke. Do you know what I mean? There's comedians who give you the laugh and there's comedians who are like, oh, I wish I'd have thought of that. And it's just like kind of how you don't want to watch comedy, you want to be the comedian. Like it's kind of in the thing. And like I will give a laugh, and and when it comes to singing, I think everyone can learn from each other. So no matter what way you sing, I will learn something from you, and you'll learn something from me. So I love singing with people. There's some people who do that singing thing where like they must be the best. Tony, your thing, and you were saying in school, you don't want to be second best to other people. But I find that when people compare singing voices, so subjective, because one person's Elton John is another person's Lars from fucking Metallica. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and all of those, but you can also love Elton John and Lars from Metallica equally at the same time and enjoy what they're doing. So I think it's so subjective, and I think this sort of like hate kind of like people aren't on your. Why were we talking about this? I can't remember where we got there.
Because I think that Anya is very autistic.
Yeah.
She's autistic coded, because it's not that she's autistic, it's like she was a demon for thousands of years. But I think that I think it's fair to say that autistic viewers relate to her in a big
because
way.
of the lack of social skills, because she hasn't had to have them. And she does have a line right here, David, where when Buffy comes to sit down next to her, and she's like, "Oh, you're still here. That's nice."
Yeah, that was so good. And her eyes are always like the whole time. It's so funny.
Yeah.
She's giving it the stacks. We can see that Buffy does sit down beside her, and we get the feeling like Buffy kind of wants to chat, and then she starts questioning Anya, and now we kind of see, oh, Anya's an ex-demon. This is a good person to go talk to because she has some insight. Buffy starts asking about why Jonathan's good at literally everything that he does. He is better than her at slaying, and she's the slayer. She's supposed to be the best, which I was like, fucking good point. Yes, Buffy. And then Anya's like, oh, buck up, you. Like, she's giving her like a, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
Like, she thinks that she needs a wee.
Like, you kill the best.
attaboy.
Go you. Kill.
Yeah, kill. Validation was sweet, but it wasn't what I was looking for. It was what Buffy said, which I thought was really nice, because that was really nice to show her, like, thank you for the validation, giving her the credit, but that's not what I need right now, which I thought was that's a really good way of talking to someone. Anyway, Buffy calls that he is too perfect, and then Buffy questions Anya about her demon days and wish giving and how alternative, and then basically Anya explains how there are alternative realities that exist.
But someone could wish the whole world to be different, right? And that's possible?
Sure. Alternate realities. You could have like a world without shrimp. Or with, nothing but shrimp. You could even make like a freaky world where Jonathan's like some kind of not perfect mouth breather, if that's what's blowing up your skirt these days. Just don't ask me to live there.
And there's an awkward end of the scene, which there should be, because there's this weird kind of odd dryness between the two of them, which is brilliant. But the other part of it too was, what was the thing she said about prawns? Not prawns. What's the word?
With that shrimp.
Yeah.
Shrimp. That's the word.
Yeah.
And then she used, I properly laughed out loud when the joke later on.
Yeah.
This whole episode for that one fucking joke, I am here for all day long.
This is actually the start of a running joke.
No.
Yeah, you're gonna hear about some shrimp universes again. I forget. Are you guys doing Angel?
No.
No.
We're going to do some big episodes, or like maybe episodes that are congruent with Buffy. So I'm going to watch maybe the two-parter that was previous to with Hush. And
okay, I don't agree with this decision, but
well,
it's not on podcast.
It's up for debate. It's up for debate. It doesn't have to happen unless Tony's like,
I say this, a quick tangent. I say this all the time. Buffy's my favorite show of all time, but Angel season 5 is my favorite season of television.
Yeah.
And when you start season 4 of Buffy and season 1 of Angel, and you go back and forth, Buffy ends, and then you just get a crush through season 5 of Angel, which is my favorite way to do it, because I think it's worth it because of the connections, but also, again, season 5 of Angel I think is the best season of television of all time. So that's my pitch for you of why you should watch it.
It is brilliant, and David knows a tiny bit of a spoiler because I've told him, because he loves Harmony, and I was like, Harmony's the main character.
I love Harmony. See these.
Yeah.
Do you know what it seems to be? But it seems to be these strong women characters that are like not taking shit. They're my favorite. It's an Irish woman. That's like, because Irish women are all scary as fuck, in a great way, as they should be. Yes. Then that's the end of that scene. We've sort of chatted about it. Anything else but that scene there, about the alternative realities and stuff?
It's funny.
Just whenever Anya's reading Jonathan's book, and she's like, "Hey, I was at the part where he invented the internet." I just thought it was really funny.
So that felt like
very
Forrest Gump.
timely.
Yeah.
That's a timely joke for sure.
Oh yeah,
because that had to have been written around the time that Al Gore claimed to have
invented the internet.
internet.
Is that
funny.
is that a
It's
I don't know
it's
that.
a very American bit. Like
I don't know that reference.
during that presidential election, when it was
Stolen
Bush
election,
versus
yeah.
Gore.
Yeah.
Gore like claimed like I don't remember the details because I was 10.
Yeah.
But I do like it was like an ongoing bit. The fact that Gore was like invented the internet, and so that was definitely a joke about that.
Yeah. What year were you born, Jamie?
90.
You're such a baby.
Oh, every time I go on a Buffy podcast, I'm like the youngest, which is nice because I feel like I'm the oldest in a lot of rooms. So I'll take it.
You're only a little bit younger, but you're younger. I'll give you.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You'll take it.
4 years
It's
is
a fucking
still.
horror. You'll take it. Yeah, it's long.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crime. So Buffy. We then cut to Buffy at Giles's. This is the scene that kind of goes on and on and on a little bit because when it feels like it ends, Jonathan enters and it continues on as a scene. It's just packed with a lot of dialogue. So please, I'm going to read it all out, and then I'll reach out to you if you don't mind. Buffy questions Scoops, or as my fucking pages corrects it to Scoops. Buffy questions the Scoops about Jonathan's abilities and does her. And then someone's like, when's Jonathan going to get here to start the meeting? And she's like, I've started the meeting, and I quite like this tiptoeing and like her trying to pull back the power again that she knows it's inside all along. Anyway, the Scoops don't really understand, and I love that they play this so sincerely. Like they're really angry at her for questioning Jonathan's.
Like they legitimately don't want Buffy to be their leader.
Because Jonathan doesn't. So therefore, that works in his favor. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to them. And then this is where we get some callbacks to our rewriting of Buffy's history.
He crushed the bones of the master. He blew up a big steak made out of mare, and he coached the U.S. women's soccer team to a stunning World Cup victory. We saw him doing those things.
It's funny because they have to skip season 2 because they can't be like, he fucked Angel and then Angel turned bad. They have to like skip over that part.
I wish they didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine it had been like,
100%.
imagine just you had one scene of Angel just showing up and then walking away, and that's all you get of them two. That would have been fucking. Yeah. Tony, could you somehow edit just an Angel look and then a Jonathan look at each other?
I could maybe do a face swap of Jonathan onto Buffy's.
But I mean, if you just cut to, a face swap
when they're in bed, like right before they.
Yeah. Jonathan's face.
Yeah.
That's very funny, Jamie. You speak comedian. Buffy, they said about the World Cup victory for the US women's team, which I don't know if the US women's team was good then, but
they did. They won.
They
won like the year before.
So these are all very calls. These are all very referenced of the time. What do you call that? Fucking people hate doing it. Like in speeches, you should never make a.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
When you refer to like something that's happening in the social zeitgeist at that time. What is that called? Doesn't matter. This is what happens at late at night. I forget words.
Like culturally. Well, is there culture in the word? Something to do with culture? Relevant?
No. Yeah, something like that. Anna tries to explain alternate realities with the shrimp analogy, saying how you could have a shrimp universe or all shrimp universe or a universe with no shrimp, and then Buffy kind of intervenes quite quickly, tells you to shut the fuck up. And then she calls it. She says, Jonathan is manipulating everyone into being his pawns.
Or prawns. Stop with the shrimp. I am trying to do something here.
And then we get or his prawns joke, which is so stupid. Yeah. But because it was so dumb, and I thought of it even as she was saying it, and the fact she said it out loud, it made me burst out laughing because it felt like such a real, that would happen in real. I have friends that would say that. I could be saying the most sincere thing, and I've just said prawns, and if I say pawns 2 sentences later, someone will say, do you not mean prawns? That's just a simple fact.
It's a word association comedy is one of our strong.
I love it so much. It really tickles me. It's the old switcheroo.
You got to be BoJack fans then, because I feel like that's.
I haven't watched much of it.
Neither have I.
You gotta
only
watch
because
you gotta watch BoJack.
Only because at the time I wasn't in a great headspace, and BoJack is a depressing fuck.
Depressing.
Yeah, and this show is depressing. It's fucking hilarious.
So funny.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny, but also if you like wordplay, that's every episode is just.
It's just
like
this.
Please watch BoJack.
Yeah.
So fast.
Because I like Archer.
Yeah, me too.
So, Giles is chatting and eating at the same time, which I was like, rude. But I also love when people like eat and talk at the same time, like with something like, oh yeah, and like, there's nothing in your mouth. I know there's nothing in your mouth. That's your tongue, didn't that? You're pretending, because that has not been bitten in weeks.
I like to see Giles work his tongue whatever he's doing.
Oh, of
same.
course. I feel so left out. Riley says it sounds like nonsense and sticks up for Buffy, who is the only person in the room that believes her. Now,
I don't know if he really believes her or if he's just...
Because he has to. I'm just saying this, but he's been a good boyfriend. My girlfriend says that she's right. She's fucking right. And she's a flat earther, and that's okay, because she's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like the way he presents it. He's like, well, it sounds ridiculous, but I've got like I kind of like the way he presents it, because it tricks us, and Buffy's like, even Riley doesn't believe me, but then no, he turns it around. It's cute. I think it's cute.
Is that the turning moment in their relationship, that he believed her when no one else would? Because from here on, they kind of seem okay with him still saying be nice to him and stuff. But
yeah,
if you were to like retro like after the season, like what are the top most important Buffy and Riley moments of season 4? I don't think that would probably come to mind, but I do think it's important for this episode.
Yeah, Riley's just like, anything to make you forget that I shagged Faith in your body.
Which is like, surely, not to go back into the debate body swapping thing, but like, Tony, if you and I were to body swap and I found myself in the bedroom with a fella,
I was going to say I'd kill myself.
I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do.
With a dick that big?
I feel like instincts would take over. I think you know what to do.
Jamie, I feel instincts take over. Is that the same for you then? Do you think you dabbled the dark arts with the girls? Instinct would take over?
Oh, I like girls.
Oh, I didn't realize you like girls.
So, it's been there, done that, baby.
Then that's me, stroke. Then, damn it, that's my assumption.
Yeah, I like it all. So,
she thinks that Jonathan allowed Tara to get hurt by ignoring evidence, and then I think she then switches that around later on to say that maybe he didn't want her to get hurt, but it was sort of like...
It wasn't intentional.
She explains the monster's mark. Buffy says that when Jonathan seen the monster's mark, he blinked, and they went, oh, he moistened his eyes, and she went, no, as in he blinked. He was struck with something. It had an impact on him, blah, 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 blah.
He did the Tim Allen.
I love that.
Like this very Tim Allen.
Love him.
Buffy asks Giles if he has Jonathan's swimsuit calendar, which is a little joke here, and he does.
Hidden under the thing on his desk, which I thought was funny. It's like hidden under the little pad.
Not displayed.
Not displayed at all. The pages
are stuck together.
February and March were stuck. She couldn't get anyway. No, she finds the photo of where he's got the mark on his shoulder, and the Scoobies are kind of a bit shaken by this. Shook by this.
Shook
it seems like, because you can see that they're like, they can see the logic. Shook it. They can see the logic, but the spell is still telling them no. Oh yeah, Jonathan comes in like, oh, do you want to see my October something? He says some.
No, he says, is this a private conversation or is there room for Mr. July?
That's what it was. I hate it so much, but it's brilliant because I hate it so much. And Buffy is startled to see Jonathan, and then Anya completely touts immediately and tells him exactly what's going on, which is the best thing.
It was so good. She's like, hi, Buffy was just saying how you had a monster cut up Willow's friend. and then when Buffy looks at her, Anya's like, that was so good.
Buffy brings up the mark to Jonathan and how it wasn't safe. And Jonathan explains that Buffy's right. He has history, and that Jonathan can't fight the confusion that this demon brings with him. So he tattooed the mark on himself so he wouldn't forget. Did he tattoo the mark on himself where he could see the mark so he could remember it all the time? Or did he put it somewhere we would never see it again? Whatever. Everyone believes him except Buffy. She says to Jonathan, let's go get the monster then. And Jonathan's like, okay. And doing that thing of like, right, well. And then scene ends and we move into the graveyard. Talk to me, my friends. Jamie, what do you think?
I do really like that excuse he comes up with. Like it is kind of believable. Like there are cracks in it, like you said, like, well, why is it on your back? But there are so many good bits here. Like you said, you covered it. The calendar, Anya just being Anya.
Yeah.
And I also really like the way that she's like Willow's friend. Like she doesn't remember that girl's name. She's
yeah, that's a really good point. I never thought of that.
She's not spent enough time with Tara to really care, clock anything about why is this girl here, you know?
Yeah. Tony, anything?
Yes, a couple of wee things. I like that Buffy says about Jonathan. She's like, he started in the Matrix, but he never left town. And did he graduate med school? He's only 18 years old.
And they keep coming up with excuses. They keep giving them like, because he just worked really hard. Maybe they filmed in this, whatever. I love that.
But yeah, when they even say like Buffy is right, and they're like, no. And they're like, no. Their faces, like, I literally think that, Jamie, what you were saying, because I hadn't thought about this before, of him just like making shit up, is kind of like this excuse, I guess, as well, where it's just like, but people will buy it because the spell just makes people be like,
everything he says is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it literally it doesn't explain anything, but they're like, that makes total sense.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, it doesn't.
That's really cool. So we cut to the next scene and we see Jonathan and Buffy in the graveyard, and they bump into Jamie's sexy Spike, who calls Buffy Jonathan's sidekick, which I really liked. Just love when people who are not the sidekicks get called sidekicks, because it's like whenever people call me Tony's sidekick. Spike then goes creepy on Buffy and maybe giving us a little dabble into some future Spike and Buffiness, but is being quite creepy and approachy and all touchy on Buffy, and it's all like, once I get better, I'm gonna kill you. And then Jonathan grips him up against the wall and threatens him, which doesn't look very scary at this. This is where I feel like the magic's starting to fall a little bit. Like he doesn't feel as big like he did the previous scene. I think Spike is cut off, whereas previously he wasn't, and that makes him seem smaller or something. Anyway, maybe this is just me reading into it, but I really like looking at the technical stuff sometimes to see what visually people are doing with it. Spike hasn't seen the monster that Jonathan and Buffy need, and then they go to leave. He's like, I haven't seen it's about somewhere. And then Buffy then goes and threatens him by saying that Jonathan knows every butcher, because he says he's living off butcher's blood. He says, Jonathan knows every butcher and you'll starve to death. And then this is the thing that makes Spike give up where he might be, because they didn't know where he was until that point. Now, you could read it two ways. Jonathan didn't push him hard enough because he doesn't want to actually find the monster, because that means that Jonathan will be in the king of the world. Or two, it's starting to wear off now, because people are starting to know, because Buffy knows that it's not working, so the spell's not working. So I'm like, and he threatens Spike and it doesn't work, but then when Buffy threatens Spike, it does work, so the power is shifting towards Buffy again.
I think it's a bit of both.
Don't know if that was purposeful or not, but I read it in the moment and thought that was really good. Thought it was quite smart, because I could feel the strength of Buffy starting to come back into it or something in that moment, when her deciding not to follow Jonathan and go back. Might be reading too much into it. And then we cut back to the Scoobies. Anything from that wee short scene?
Just happy to see Spike. That's it.
Yeah. You heard nothing after the word Spike.
I like Spike just fully like touching her hair and like putting his hand like down her chest, but Buffy not stopping because she's not the same Buffy.
She's not there yet. Yeah.
Whereas now she would like break his arm or whatever for doing that. But Spike's got nice big hands. Or she's got a very small head.
Buffy's tiny. She's 5'1" or something. What are you talking about? She's the size of a small child. We cut the Scoobies with Riley asking about spells, which I loved. This was great that we get this new world, old world thing where he's like, so you're telling me these spell things actually work? I'm like, class, this is what I would be asking if I met a genuine person who was a witch who was like, I can do spells. I'd be like,
learn to excrete gold coins?
I'm down for believing you, but you're going to have to explain it a bit to me. I'm up for giving a bit of faith, but you're going to have to show me something here.
Yeah, and I love the two spells he references is like, can you really turn a person inside out? And like, can you really lay gold coins? And I'm just like, yeah, that second one's not as fun as it sounds.
Yeah, that was really funny. That was really funny. And I just love that Anya she just knows stuff. She just has a knowledge of 1,000 years of being in the magical world. I like that part of it too, that she just has a knowledge. And then we get genuinely what I thought was a really funny scene was he's like, no, there has to be some sort of power in it and you can't just speak it. And then this is Sandra speaking, and Sandra speaks out just some very clearly Latin spell about igniting a book, Libro Inferno or something.
Librum Incendere.
Like, you can't just go Librum Incendere and expect...
cool little magic trick. He closes it. I loved it. I thought that was very funny. I genuinely thought that was very funny.
Giles' follow-up line is like the iconic, like,
Xander, don't speak Latin in front of the books.
Yeah.
you know, don't speak Latin in front of the books.
I love when Giles gets annoyed with Xander. It's one of my favorite things. Like Giles being fed up with Xander is like my favorite running bit because like, Xander is annoying and Giles like really sometimes just needs to step back and be like, Xander, please get out of my face.
I love it too. It's so petulant. Like, it's so like, oh, fuck off. I kind of love it. Thank you for taking my next line here, Tony, which was...
Sorry, I was worried you weren't going to say it, and it's just so iconic.
We get a really funny bit. Sorry. We get this really funny bit after he closes the book where Giles nonchalantly says, don't speak Latin in front of the books, Xander, which I loved. Thanks, Jamie. That was really good, wasn't it?
So glad you brought it up.
Yeah, thank you. Now you read my script. Because sometimes I would go to say something like, I'm going to say it in a minute. And I'm like, right, okay.
It's just because you don't know what's iconic yet, you know, so it's just...
No, I know, but so you should let me finish the whole scene and then you tell me what I haven't done yet. I haven't even finished saying the whole scene yet.
God, I'd love
Sorry,
you.
Jimmy, you have to listen to our little fight.
I'd love you to finish a whole scene.
This is good. Sometimes Tony and I fight on our podcast, like just like this.
Good.
You know.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's what's life.
That's what married couples do.
That's love, isn't it? That's love. That's what love is. It's fighting with each other in front of other people and trying not to make them feel awkward. No, honey, we'll talk about this at home. No, I'm not annoyed.
We'll talk about this when Jamie's off the call.
Oh, I know. I can't wait. So Willow finds the mark in the book and she figures out that it's an augmentation spell. She explains it to us that it means that Jonathan becomes everyone's ideal, which you pointed out earlier on, Tony, that I didn't really clock onto properly. The drawback is that to balance, the world is balanced. So for every goodness that Jonathan is bringing into the world, the counter badness must exist. So therefore the monster has been conjured up due to Jonathan existing in this world. It's his shadow self, essentially, is what you could do. That sort of yin and yang. Jonathan and Buffy need to kill the demon to break the spell, but will Jonathan want to? Which I really liked. We don't often get those little leading up to a break questions, like a question to the audience, but will Jonathan want to? And then look into the camera. Do you think you'll want to? And then we cut to the next scene to Buffy and Jonathan in a cave, and they point out that there's a big drop, and there's a build-up in tension with the strings, and we see Jonathan. She said that no one would survive that drop, and we see Jonathan lifting his hand, and they're like, holy shit, he's going to push her in. And then he just grabs her hand and walks her to the next bit. She's like, no, it's over here. And it's like, oh, okay. And then we do see that hole comes in handy later on. And with the threat of Jonathan throwing her in, the monster shows up and then knocks Jonathan out, and we cut to black.
Great time to, I have to tell you.
So before we move into my act, I did just want to say there was a couple of wee things in the end of that scene that I really, really liked, which was whenever they figure out it was an augmentation spell, Riley asks, like, what did he augment? And I don't know if it was meant to be like that kind of double entendre, but I thought it was quite funny.
That's very funny.
And then when Xander says he did a spell to make us think he was cool, that is so cool. I thought that was great. Got your head back in the game, check?
Me?
Both of yous?
Ready.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Luckily, Act 4 is... Oh.
Really
why do I
short,
still
that's
have notes here? No, I don't. It's because I've got the ending.
You guys are good note takers.
You want to see what it's... Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, thank you for the chat. Thank you.
The best part is I need to make a cut of David being like, and then Buffy does what the fuck am I saying here?
You've seen already. Yeah. You're going, hang on, what the fuck? Oh,
what
no,
was
sorry.
I talking about there?
That's all wrong.
But yes, we open Act 4. We open at Giles's with the gang saying Buffy was right. Buffy was right. And they're like, no, yeah, it doesn't sound very likely, which I love. And what I thought was
sorry, this is anything
I've literally said one sentence.
I know, I just need to interject. That bit really made me really angry.
Yeah.
Like, I
you
was
can tell me after this.
pissed
yeah,
off.
Tell me after. Only joking. That's what it's like to be you now. So, yep. One thing I thought was really interesting is that they don't want things to really change because they're all quite happy the way they are. And Giles doesn't know if Buffy can face something like this alone. And obviously then we cut to Buffy and Jonathan fighting the demon, and he tells her she'll know what to do. The more she fights it, the more he's going to like lose his powers. And we get that great comic acting from him, like the physical comedy where she hits it and then he's like, oh. which I quite enjoyed. Jonathan ends up tackling the demon into the big mad hole / cavern thing. And is it a cavern? Is it a hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he said it was a cave out
A
in
cave.
the...
I just wonder how far it would have to
dispersed
fall to die, but whatever. So yeah, Jonathan basically saves the day because he tackles that. And I did like this, that it goes to show that Jonathan does know the right call to make. Like in the end, he actively isn't trying to hurt people, which I do think makes him a little...
This is where I'm like, he's good. Like, well, he has the good, his ultimate, like, he's just selfish and sad, but he doesn't want to hurt anybody. Yeah, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He just wants to have a better life for himself.
Yeah, that's it. And I love the effect that we see when the spell breaks and we see kind of that energy field like move over Sunnydale and the posters turn back to normal and all of that. I thought that was
great.
That was great.
I'm so sad. I have a dingo shirt that is that poster, but it was in the laundry. I wanted to wear it today, but it just wasn't clean.
As you can see, Dave dressed up as the monster.
Been extra mean to me this week.
You guys are mean to each other.
I haven't been mean to about Tony once this day. I've not called him a fat little bitch once this whole episode, and Tony's called me that about 4 times.
Well, I called you a monster once. I've thought it many other times.
We'll talk about it when our guests go home, Tony.
Yes,
we'll talk about it when our guests go home.
We will see when your daddy comes home.
Give me flashbacks to my childhood.
Yeah.
When your 2 dads used to fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
A fun fact about me, by the time I was 25, I had 5 different step-parents. My parents loved to get married. So I've seen it all. Yeah.
Oh my God, you need to do stand-up, Jamie. My God. Are you serious? You and Gianmarco Cerezi are like the same thing. You have a million different stepdads, stepmoms. That's so fun.
Well, she said 5, not a million.
I know, but I was using comedy to hyperbolize, Tony.
Oh, were you? Many people bought tickets to that.
Right, go, shut up.
Okay, so yeah, everything reverts back to normal in Sunnydale. The next day, the gang are having a picnic on campus and they just still can't believe that this all happened. And Xander says, I'll always remember how you made me feel about me. Buffy jokes, poor Xander, Jonathan hurt you the most. And Tara's sitting there like,
That was funny. I like that Tara made a joke. That's her first funny thing, is it? No, she made jokes. Shut up.
She's not she's awkward and weird and she's not usually funny, but that's her endearing thing, and we will get Amy Adams confirming that at some point later. Riley did ask in this moment, did anyone else feel way too tall? We'll just move past that.
Have aliens landed and suddenly Amy Adams has to come and translate the language for Tara? I don't understand. What the fuck is Amy Adams?
Did you tell him about season 5? So Riley asked, did anyone else feel way too tall? And we see Jonathan standing off to the side, all sheepish. Like, you know who it reminded me of, Dave?
Oh, yeah, okay.
There was this strange girl in our school who would stand around groups like that, but she wouldn't she was
But I wouldn't be surprised if she ended up being a
serial killer,
a Lady Gaga person or something. Or a really famous person, because she was so odd. And she lied so massively.
Yeah, didn't she say her dad was in the CIA or something?
Yes, and then she said that Westlife, or the equivalent of, in the American version of back in that day, it would be like you saying the Backstreet Boys came to my birthday party. Full on big lie. Big Donald Trump honking lies. And then it's actually really hard to call people up on real big lies like that, because it's so blatant that you're like, I don't want to just... Remember she fainted. Oh, God love her. She's a tiny wee thing. Oh, jeepers. She's like, Jonathan, you're so cold. That is...
Yeah. Anyway, we'll beep her name out, but we'll still put the story in. Buffy approaches him, but while she's approaching him, the gang are talking in the background about who actually did star in The Matrix, which I thought was quite funny.
I like that joke. That was funny.
Yeah.
And what I really liked here is that it kind of subverts it a little bit, where Buffy doesn't initially shout at Jonathan or anything. She actually says, I understand why. I understand why you did it. And he says that he actually got the spell from someone in therapy, but that person glossed right over the monster. Which, lesson here, don't go to therapy.
Yeah, that is awesome. That's what I took away from this for sure.
Yeah. Keep doing magic, don't do therapy.
Yeah. Buffy tells him basically that people didn't like being sock puppets in his little theater. When Jonathan says that he, most people have forgot, but some people are really annoyed, like Jamie mentioned. Probably those twins are like, what did you do to us while we didn't have our senses? So I don't know.
Why did I kiss my sister? I did not want to kiss her.
That is my...
Talk about therapy.
I defiled my sister in front of you. Oh, no. A beautiful butterfly.
I love the way he says when he's like, "You're not socks."
Yeah.
Like he really doesn't totally get what he did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. He doesn't have like the little or the literal understanding sometimes. But that's when Buffy says to him, like, you can't keep trying to make everything work out with some big gesture all at once. And Jonathan reminds her, he's like, remember that advice I'd give you? Like, I can't really remember it, but it was something along the lines of that if something's really complicated, you should just work on it anyway. And I think that really would work for you and Riley. And like, I thought you didn't remember it. You literally just quoted it verbatim.
Yeah.
But so that we obviously see Buffy thinking, I feel like this is like kind of an iconic shot, or I've just seen this a lot. You know, she's got that pashmina around her and she's just like curly haired, just nodding. She's like, oh wow, yeah, I guess Jonathan and I have more in common than I thought. Well, they're both short kings, I guess.
Yeah, I was about to say they just can both like get under things easy. Yeah.
Jonathan's like, wow, I can finally see into someone's eyes. Poor thing.
As he looks up at her.
Poor Danny.
So many short jokes. I'm so sorry. This is like
I mean, the episode was doing it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
you're
true.
just falling in line with the episode.
Yeah, true.
He knows he's short. He's fine. He has 2 Emmys. He's fine.
Oh yeah,
he is so good.
So we cut to Riley and Buffy making out, and they're like, so glad we talked. And then Riley's like, we didn't really talk. And Buffy's like, well, I guess whatever we're doing, that works too. I'm like, trust me, I was married and that does not work.
You should talk to each other.
I'm like, you should also stop having sex with other people and taking drugs behind my back.
Whoops.
Trauma. Oh my God.
Classic Riley.
Actually,
he's like, I slipped and fell on that line of cocaine. Oh, sorry. I just had to be breathing in through my nose at that exact moment.
I just repeatedly accidentally kept smoking meth for 5 years.
Out of that guy's ass. Sorry. Sorry, Tony.
Well, true story, unfortunately.
I rarely get a laugh out of Tony like that, and when I do, I really, I like eat it up all day long. Yeah, really, because to get Tony to laugh like that, I've had to say something mental.
Because it's hard when you're this funny to find anything else kind of, on the same level.
Yeah.
Dave wouldn't know because he's down here, so he finds lots of stuff funny. But while they are making out, they go back to kiss each other. Buffy moans, Jonathan, yeah. And then we cut to black. And on the DVD commentary, Jane Espenson did say that Buffy was meant to say that I'm just kidding over the credits, but they cut it out.
That's funny that they cut it out, to be fair.
Yeah.
I can't believe that was what part 4 was for you. It was 2 sentences. Part 3 was fucking ages. 2 sentences. Anyway, good. I like this.
You went really in, which was good. I didn't think you were going to. That's why I'd taken loads of notes, because you don't normally go in that detailed.
I didn't think I was going to.
But maybe because you knew we had a guest, you were trying harder.
But I also, no, I never try. You know, Tony, I'm not one to give effort. I will do just bare minimum. But when I was watching it, I was like, I didn't know what was going on. So I had to take notes because I didn't know what was happening. Because we are the Scoobs. We, for the first time, land in the middle of the thing while it's happening, rather than we're at the start of the day, the thing happens, and we see the change. We, as the audience, as well as the cast or whoever, I love it when you land in the middle of a story and have to work your way out of it. To figure out, like, by Act 3, we're like, okay, this is what's happening. But Act 1, even at the end of the cold open, like, what the fuck is going on? Even the credits. So I liked this episode. I thought it was really good. And I liked that they didn't just start attacking him, and that you got this, like, more nuanced look at why Jonathan did what he did. It wasn't an evil thing, but it wasn't good.
They have sympathy for him. Area. They went to school with him. They kind of know him. They also have that sort of bond of they all went through that similar experience and they also survived too.
I can see, but I even mean it, from like a writer's point of view. I like that they wrote that. I like that they didn't just make Jonathan the fall guy, and he does still get, like, people are angry at him, but I just like that it was more nuanced. I'd like it wasn't just a very black and white ending. It was, which has always been the Jonathan endings, to be fair, because the one that was the school shooter one was like still also really nuanced. That was a really good episode. I really loved the Jonathan episodes. He's a really strong player in the mix.
That's a question that I've got for you both up to this point. Do you think Jonathan is like the most tragic kind of recurring character?
Spike.
Do you think Spike's tragic?
I think Spike's very tragic.
Spike is tragic.
I don't know if he's the most tragic, but it is like there's a great thing about Jonathan is in the first 3 seasons is that like he's just like kind of the nerd in high school that he's around all the time. Like there's that like really nasty moment when Harmony like kind of was like, Cordelia, I have a new date for you, and it's Jonathan. Like he's just like the butt of the jokes all the time, which is why he's like, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, he's got a kill moped.
And so it's both like sad, but a very realistic kind of character, a very high school trope where he's not even like this like crazy, like we've been talking about Grease a lot. He's not like Eddie Deason who's like, that kind of nerd. He's just like this normal kid who's he's short and he doesn't have charisma,
bit shy,
and
not talented really. He just seems to be just the average guy, just a little less than average
just
guy.
There.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed the fact that every time we've had Jonathan, you've had an expectation of what was going to happen, and the writers have always confounded that and made it a bit of a, and always showed Buffy to be. It's great that you're seeing the compassion of Buffy outside of her friends, and it's even with the bad guy. That shooter one, the school, I can't remember, was it school shooter? But like that one was such a good episode. I can still remember the conversation they had in the clock tower because Buffy didn't come in and start fighting him. She was really calm. I was like, this is another time when she comes up very calmly and just has a conversation with Jonathan. I liked it. I really want more Jonathan. I look forward to seeing more of him come into it, and I hope they keep his character as nuanced as this. Not as black and white, just in that like Willie, like Willie the bar guy kind of stuff. Like these sort of players who sit in between.
Although I think now we've seen the last of Willie.
Oh yes, I know, but I mean that sort of character, that sort of.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the last of Willie because I'm gay.
I thought you haven't seen your Willie since 2002.
Oh, why have you body swapped into me?
No, because you have a big belly.
I love this episode because it just a little bit piggybacking off what you said, David, about wanting to get into the storyline of the season. I feel like this episode would have made more sense earlier in the season, but I quite like the little reprieve that we get from the intensity of like the two-parter with like Buffy and Faith. So in a lot of ways, I'm just season 4 is very like you're going to be waiting for the storyline to kick off until the finale.
I mean, like it just isn't a strong maybe season arc, but the stories within there are some great episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe as a season, whereas maybe season 3 was a great story arc, but the first half of season 3, I thought, if I remember, I love season 3, season 2, maybe the first half of season 2, I was like, what the fuck? Anyway.
Yeah, season 2, it's not till episode 11 where things really kick in.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, because that's where they do the old, yeah. Yeah, this is a great episode. I love Jonathan. I really love the writing of it. Did we even say who wrote it? We didn't put the writers in.
It's Jane Espenson. Like,
she's great. I really love hers. I always notice when hers is on. It's always.
I think
really
she's
witty.
also the story supervisor for this season, as well.
Okay, well maybe she could have done a better job at that. But
I think all of the episodes are great, but she's really good at like, because she reminds me of maybe like a Tara character, like the way she's very like soft spoken and stuff, like from what I've seen like in interviews and stuff. I don't know. Have you ever spoke to her, Jamie?
I have not, no, but I do. She does have a certain flair. Like you can tell when her episodes are like there's like a little bit of a girliness, but also like a humor, that like there's certain she does like great smash
cut really humor where it's like, don't tell me to calm down. It's like, calm down. It'll cut for like.
Yeah, she does a lot of setup punchline with the character. Which I
really enjoy that.
She always just. I think you're right. I think she writes the girls really well. I think she's writing as a woman, but like not everyone has to be good, but like the women always, and also the men seem to be less. They seem to have a more balanced.
Xander's a lot more like a sympathetic of a character when he's not written by Joss Whedon. He's but one of the things, Jimmy, that we're loving about season 4 is actually like Xander's journey, because it's like so relatable as a young adult to be like going through all different jobs and not knowing where you fit, and it's been like
40,
and it's been so. No, but I'm saying because I wasn't.
I'm still doing it now. I just mean I'm still doing it now.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still trying to figure out that's what I mean. Sorry.
It just, and then Giles is kind of going through a similar thing that mirrors that, but at more our age, and that's why even seeing them hang out more this season when they're like together and they're like stuck for things to do. I've never been able to kind of watch season 4 and pick up on the nuance of those things because I hadn't experienced them at the time when I first watched them. So I've really enjoyed enjoyed that. And also, like, I love using Anya as a way to explain things. It's just great. I just think it's a smart writing because you can
Really
get
good
away. They
delivery.
can get away with so much.
Jimmy, what's your thoughts?
Season 4 too is just like a kind of like a bridge season. Like 1 through 3 is very much, that's the high school, and then 5 through 7 has its own vibe that really connect. And I think like season 4 is just kind of this like, because a lot of people don't, like, it's a lot of people's least favorite season, I think. But it just is its own little bubble of a thing that I really appreciate. There's no other season like it in a lot of ways, and it does have like this Superstar is probably my third favorite episode of the season, and all three of my top 3 favorites, number 1 obviously being Hush, is and my second favorite you haven't gotten to yet, so I won't say anything about it, but all 3 of them are contained in a way that is really special. And I like that you can just hop in. I think Tony, you've said that like throughout your friendship you've been like, let me just make you watch this little episode real quick.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of episode where you're like, you don't have to know any information.
I've seen Hush, I've seen the musical episode, I've seen like end of season 5, I've seen like there's a few iconic things that Tony's like, you have to, if you're coming around to my house, you're gonna have to fucking watch Buffy. But now it's finally work time watching Buffy. You've done it, Tony.
So I'm happy for you.
It's because I used to stay on Friday nights at David's house after school, and his family had cable TV, which Buffy was on. So that's why.
Not legally.
Not legally, but yeah. But it was on Sky One, and I remember it was during season 5.
Yes, I think I've seen a lot of season 5. Oh yes, because that's where we get the sister and the mum stuff and the stuff happen. That's all season 5, isn't it? Yeah, I did. I think I've seen the most of that of all of them.
Jamie, what's your second favorite episode of season 4 that we haven't got to yet?
Restless. Yeah, I love Restless. It's such a special, weird thing.
Well, that's all we have time for today. A massive thank you to JJ, Jamie, Jizzle, Jirak. Sorry to add Jizzle in the middle name. Is that not your middle name?
I like you can. I hate my middle name, so I'll be Jizzle.
Well, what is your middle name?
It's Lynn. It's boring. Jamie Lynn is so
Jamie
boring.
Lynn Spears.
Jamie Lynn Spears.
Jamie Lynn.
Yeah, that's why I hate it, because she was very popular in my middle school years, and I got that a lot. So,
do you want to tell the audience where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, where they can get your socials, tell them all about yourself?
Love to. First of all, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I just felt like we just hung out for 3 hours, and that was really a good time.
I'm so glad you felt like that. I felt like it too.
Yeah, it was really fun. You can follow me on Instagram and Letterboxd at Jamie Jirak. I love watching movies. It's all I do. I've vlogged over 270 movies this year alone. So I'm
so sorry. What, this year? This calendar
2026.
Year?
Yeah. 2026.
270 films.
Yeah. That's just what I do. That's how I spend all my time. But okay, I have 2 podcasts. Phase Hero is one where we talk about kind of news, Marvel news, DC news, sometimes other stuff, but those are our main points. Yeah, Phase Hero.
That's
and
cool.
then I do, it's a fun one. And then I do Love in the Time of Hydra, which is my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. And like a lot of this episode is making me think of where we're at in season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is like the Hive, the brainwashing thing.
Really good one.
Like the way that Xander was mourning his feelings for Jonathan is like where I'm at with Daisy kind of losing that with Hive. So I thought that was an interesting parallel. Love the Time of Hydra at Littoh Pod. We do every episode on its 10th anniversary. So this is actually the end of season 3. We're done until September. But if you follow our Patreon, which is only $1 a month, which is a little more if you live in the UK, but it's not that much more. We are doing Dollhouse. Over the summer.
Cool.
So it's all connected. It's all in the Whedonverse.
Oh,
so
that's so interesting.
those
So
are my
I would
plans.
be someone who would. So sorry, I know we're done, and you just said this thing, Jamie. If I could just before you say your last thing, Tony, because do you know what, Tony? Say your last thing, and I'll ask Jamie.
No, I'm not like eager to finish. I love talking to Jamie.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say, I love... So you must be a bit of a Whedon nerd because you watch so much Whedon. I love Aaron Sorkin. I've seen everything that he's written, and I've watched it millions of times. I love how he writes. I know it's not real life talking, but I'm okay with it because I'm okay.
It's the walk and talk.
Yeah. He's trying to just get information in there, and I'm okay with that, and I love it, and because good information. But... from watching The West Wing to watching Studio 60 and the Sunset Strip to watching fucking The Newsroom to watching even the movies and stuff like Molly's Game and things, he repeats so many things. Like like, I mean, even verbatim lines from 3 different
Mhm.
TV shows. And I'm like, wow. And there must just be a finite amount of, everyone must just have an amount of stuff in them before it just starts regurgitating itself again. And I love it and it works for me. And then when you watch it all, so do you get that? Do you find that you notice like a Whedon line or
Yeah.
trope, or is there a Whedon trope? Does that exist? Is it the red-a-tet comedy that he does?
He writes this very specific way that some people don't like. Like, I know that they're like Avengers: Age of Ultron is my favorite Avengers movie, and it's most people's least favorite Avengers movie, and sometimes people cite it for having like bad dialogue. Yeah, and I'm like, but it's Whedon. It hits me. His dialogues always hit me in a really special way. But he does, like, I love the movie Cabin in the Woods, and Cabin in the Woods is like season 4 of Buffy is an absolute prototype for Cabin in the Woods.
Never seen it.
Like,
I really want to watch it, and I've heard it's amazing.
You should watch it after season 4. Yeah, because it's like it's very much like he takes the initiative and does some crazier shit with it.
I love the theories online about how that it's in like the Whedonverse is all in the same world, and that is the initiative, which I love
that's cool.
as well.
Yeah, it's a shame that he like sucks. Because,
well, I know. Again, we can take the art from the artist and stuff. I guess,
but it doesn't. It's an easier art from an artist separation. Like, I can't enjoy Harry Potter anymore. There's no separating that for me because she's still getting money from it, and we know what she uses her money on. But like, Joss Whedon was just an asshole to people. Like, it's not like he's taking his money and being like, I'm gonna fund people being mean to women. Like, it's not the same thing. So it's easier for me to kind of separate it and enjoy, and you know.
Well, David, you mentioned about the repeat thing, so I was gonna bring one up that I've noticed in Buffy and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is the love of Dorothy Hamill, and how May wanted to be the ice skater, and how Sarah Michelle Gellar like also loved Dorothy Hamill. But there's a couple of wee things like that I noticed.
So references like yeah, because they'll be at his age, so it'll be just.
But I like that because is it Joss's brother that does Agents of is Jed?
Yeah, his brother. Jed and
his wife,
Jed's wife, Marissa.
Yeah. I love her. I just love, like, I mean, I love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. so much. Like, I'd actually talked to David about, like, I would love to do an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. And then it's almost like, there's no need after yours, because yours is just so good. But
you can just keep coming on my podcast.
Yeah, please have me. But I know you can get way better guests, but if you're ever really
Tony was
stuck,
like, yes, please. Like you said.
Here's the thing. It's good to have you because what happens is I try to get somebody from the show, and then it's the day before the episode and I don't have a guest. So I need like a pool of friends who I can be like, can you do this tomorrow?
Oh,
so
that's the idiots to jump on a podcast.
Exactly.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'll also do that too if you want to.
And you'll be in the rotation. That's what happened to me this week. I had no guest, and then Saturday, my friend Nora, who I really wanted to be on the pod, so it worked out. But I was like, oh my God, I have 12 hours to find a guest. So
you can literally call me in the middle of the night and I will wake up and do it. Like
you could be on the podcast and Tony would be like, no problem here.
You'd be like, sorry, David, I have to go.
Yeah, I actually have to go.
But legitimately, it's like I had such a great time with you and Tony, like on your podcast, and it really, like, I walked away from the experience very like inspired to like up my game, like with what we do. Sorry, you weren't able to see that in action.
He did that thing. Whenever like someone talks about other people a bit too much, and you're like, okay. Okay,
my best friend Jamie.
I love that. Yeah, sorry, you're pushed out. I told my Tony, I was like, T2 messaged me and said that he fears that he has a parasocial relationship with us, and Tony was like, no, we're friends. You tell him he can message me anytime. We're friends now. So
yeah,
you're so lovely.
It was. I know this was fun. Like, you know, I'm glad I didn't have anywhere to be.
Well, don't forget that did you actually tell us all of your socials and stuff, or did Dave?
Yes, she did. She did.
I did. It's all in there, yeah. Oh yeah, we still have to end the podcast.
Well, don't forget that you could.
Tony keeps trying to say, but I keep talking over him. You see?
Stop.
But I'll stop now.
Stop, David. This is why people. You know, it's my favorite thing
to
say.
Don't be too mean. Don't be too mean.
One of my favorite things to say to anyone, Jamie, is like, no offense, but this is why people don't like you. But I just love saying that to anyone in any situation, whether just like.
Do you know who you can't say it to, though?
Who? You?
You, because you'd be all like, he doesn't like me, I love them. And then
No,
that's
who
you.
doesn't like
So-
me? Who are you talking about? Well, don't forget that you can find us on Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, and YouTube at All Bronze No Brains. New episodes are every Saturday, and for less than the price of a coffee, but for more than the price of Jamie's Patreon, you can find us over there as well, where you can get early access to episodes, clips from the cutting room floor, and a weekly bonus if you love hearing Dave and I talk about random shit.
Thank you so much, Jamie. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, everybody,
Thank
for watching and
you.
listening. We'll see you next time.
Dave, you have
I got another scripted thing to say?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. Sorry, I didn't see that. I was under the... Sorry.
Thank God this isn't
Sorry,
live.
I full screened it. Even if it was live, it'd be funny. Did I not tell you about the time I was singing Superstition 2 weeks ago in the band and I broke them in the middle of the stage because I went and sang the wrong bit at the wrong time and half the band listened to me and went with me. Half the band didn't and went the other way. And they just went "Brrr," in the middle of the stage in front of all the professional musicians. So, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and don't forget to like and review and comment and share and join us back here next week for the most orgasmic episode of... orgasmic?
Yeah.
Orgasmic episode of the series where the wild things are.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Jamie. Thank you, mate. She's like, what is this?
That'll make more sense to you next week.
I know what it is.